Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Matt Marcus. Sorry about just Mike.
Heward, not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, hello, good morning. Hi, everybody. Brock and Salk Show, Seattle Sports, here on 710, seattlesports.com. The Seattle Sports app, all the podcast platforms, 97.3 HD2 and YouTube. All places to find us and get involved, certainly on the app. The new app just recently renovated and redone. There's a whole new, it's great. People love the app. Well, when you go there, you can also shoot us little messages that we can play for Here's the Thing tomorrow. More will be... She'll be putting that together after the show today. So if you got some time and you want to leave us a message, maybe you want to make fun of one of us for something or all of us, I don't know. Maybe you've got a funny song or a skit. Or look, you guys have found a lot of different ways to do it. Shoot us a little message, and we will play them tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Here's the Thing. Last night probably proves more than anything why I love baseball. And there's a million reasons, and I got a ton of takeaways, actually. I thought last night was a pretty interesting game for a bunch of reasons. I may spend a full 10 minutes ranting about Imai. That guy's awful. Please don't ever make me watch that guy pitch again. That is like my least favorite kind of pitcher in the world, and I'm glad to see the Mariners take advantage of him. That guy stinks on ice. He's awful. Absolutely terrible.
You know he's thrown less than 15 big league innings. Right?
I don't care. He's a nibbler. He's soft. The game is sped up on him. It's not like he's 20, right? Like he came over from Japan. Awful. No, thank you. No,
I still think he's got a chance to be good. I do.
I hate pitchers like that, and we will get into that a little bit later. 3-year deal. They're stuck with that guy for 3 years. He's soft as toilet paper. Awful. No, thank you. Get that guy away from my team and let him pitch against me every time. The freaking pitch he threw to Randy, are you kidding me? It was as if they were playing soft toss. Oh, he was awful. We'll get to that, though, a little bit later. That's not why I love baseball. That's just sort of a side note. Having conversations with people over the last few days about Cal and trying to get to the bottom of it and trying to figure it out, and is he hurt, and is it this, and is it that, and honestly, poor Mora cut all these things yesterday from all the national baseball people. There's Trevor Plouffe and Chris Rose, and I don't know, there's 2 or 3 others in there of people being like, oh, Cal's hurt, and you got to put him on the IL, and you got to do this, and you got to do that, and it's his side, and it's his that. And they might be right. Like, that's the beauty of the game, where you're like, okay, you should just put a big asterisk at the end of everything and just say, maybe. Or maybe he'll go 2 for 4 tonight with a couple of stinging singles and score all the way from first on a double like it's nothing. What a weird, weird game. It just is. It's just a strange game that is different from all of the others. I get a text saying, is Cal done? How will we know? Like, is he done? No, we'll never know. Even if he's 42 years old, he might. You just don't know. It's not like in football where you can see somebody stop being able to move and you're like, yeah, they're done. It's just not like that. You can just kind of keep going and going. It's a weird sport where failure has to become a big part of your life, and figuring out how to deal with it, how to handle it, is just of the utmost importance. And last night, they showed all of that, right? It wasn't just that Cal got a couple of hits. It was the celebration of it. It was his teammates razzing him. It was learning that he had taken a shower in his uniform the night before. He knew it was coming. Of course he did. He celebrated out on the... I loved it. I thought it was great. And Brian Wu, as usual, sums up kind of what it means in the greater context of baseball very well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing about having such a close-knit team is, like, you feel the weight of when other guys are going through it, too. And you want to do everything you can to help them, but, you know, at the end of the day, not only is baseball really difficult, but it's just, like, the mental side of it, too, where, you know, he's grinding through whatever, and you want to see guys succeed so badly, but sometimes, especially with hitting, you never know. It could be mechanical, it could be mental, it could be physical, it could just be the wear and tear of a long season. So it's tough, but you definitely want to celebrate just as much too. And it's a big weight off of his shoulders, and everybody's stoked for him. So I'm glad he can just kind of put it behind him a little bit and then just get back to
These guys say this stuff all the time, and it's amazing how we never listen, all of us. It's amazing how we never listen. By the way, huge shocker that Brian Wu goes to the mental side of the game yet again. More, I don't know how many cuts we have of him where he talks about the mental side of the game. It's obviously very important to him. Very. But how many examples of this do we need where they say, well, we don't know. It could be mental. It could be physical. It could be injury. You don't know. It could be mechanical. And then all of a sudden, guy just sort of locks it in, figures it out. And then talking about how hard the game is and embracing failure and understanding how to deal with it without allowing it to overcome you. It's so much harder for us than it is for them, most of them anyway, because that's how they've reached that level of success. Which does put these into a funny context.
Late Night Mariners texts.
Actually, they're all pretty fun and fun. They came in after the game last night. Hi, Mike. Lyle should be happy about Cal's bunt attempt. He had 2 hits. Don't ever underestimate the power of a bunt. Second one, Lyle just lost his mind watching Cal try to bunt. How'd you feel about Cal's attempted bunt yesterday, Lyle?
Was one of his hits on a bunt?
It was not, but
no.
It was a little attempt to just kind of get himself going. If he had bunted for a hit, would you have been okay with it?
I mean, I probably would have rolled my eyes, but he was 0 for 38. I guess I'll give him a grace period and a pass.
Anything to get on base when you're 0 for 38. Late Night Mariners text. Saul, Cal got 2 hits. Neither was a home run or a bloop, so he proved you wrong, and this is all the proof I need. The Cal slump is your fault for putting him on the intriguing list. You should have left him off, and he'd be on pace for 65 by now. That's fair. I'll buy that. I can own that one. That's definitely fair. Late Night Mariners text. I love Randy, but if I was an opposing pitcher, I'd drill him right in the ribs if he pimped a home run like that. Just round the bases, bro. We don't need a celebration at first and third. Come on, man. It's 2026. That's kind of the norm now. By the way, Randy gets hit all the time. I don't think it has anything to do with him rounding the bases very slowly or the celebrations that he enjoys at first and third, because he's one of about 100 players in the league that does it. Is he probably near the top of that list? Yeah. I think that's what makes Randy fun. Yeah, you're not going to get me on board on this one. That's just not the game anymore. Yeah, you're right. Back in the day, we were talking to Harold Reynolds. You can hear that coming up. The Reggie Jackson era, if you did that, Reggie did it, he'd get plunked. Or he'd attack the pitcher himself. Sure. In the 70s, in the 80s, maybe even into the 90s, but not now. That's just not the game anymore. You just don't get plunked for that. They're trying to bring more people into the game, and that's a pretty easy way to do it. Make it more fun. And then finally, Late Night Mariner text. Salk, did you notice the umpire talking to Naylor after he was relaying signs to Cal? Any thoughts? Yeah, it had nothing to do with that. I think it was all about Imai and his weird delivery that should be a balk. He was complaining about it. Rayleigh was complaining about it. They were all complaining about it, and for good reason. It should have been a balk. He comes set. He has a weird little, shiver, where his whole body moves, and then his leg has like a spastic movement. That's a balk. As clear as it could be. And yet they let him do it every time. I guess if it's consistent enough, if he does it the same way every time, then maybe it's okay. Sure looked like a balk to me, and I'm sure that's what they were arguing about at second base, because it's the same thing Rayleigh was arguing about just a few minutes earlier. So, and then lost in all this is the Mariners get a win, and they get to 1 game below 500 and 1 game out of first place. Do you know how many teams in the American League have a positive run differential? 4. 4. And the Mariners are third with a plus 12, I think it is. Yankees are first, then the Rays, then the Mariners, and then I think Cleveland is plus 2. Everybody else is below water on the run differential for the year. Pretty crazy. So they're right in it. They're not always playing well. Playing the Astros helps. That's now 6 wins this year against that team. They look like they've quit, the Astros. Ugh. Thank God I don't have to watch that team or that pitcher. That would drive me totally crazy. Absolutely nuts. We'll come back. I'll give you guys everything you need to know, including the big grand slam from Dom Canzone. It's coming up next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit muckleshootcasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot. Running a small business means juggling a lot. Your network has to handle it all. That's where a fiber-only provider falls short. You need a partner who gives you a greater advantage. Introducing the Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A first-ever combination of the largest, fastest fiber-powered network, the most reliable Wi-Fi, gig speeds with equipment and security included, and a 5-year price lock. Plus, it's all backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee. The Total Solutions Advantage only from Comcast Business. A new standard for small business with reliability, security, and savings in one. Switch today. Get started with a great offer as low as $60 a month. When you add it all up, no one does business like Comcast Business.
Offer ends 6/1/26. New customers only. Requires 300 megabits per second internet and security edge. 1-year agreement, eco-bill, and autopay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Hello, my friends. It's DeGraws here, encouraging you to golf local. Our region is blessed with a ton of golf that isn't very expensive and can accommodate all types of skill levels. Check out the premier courses at Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Inner Bay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, or Walter Hall. You know, wherever you are in Western Washington, you're not far from a premier course. Why not book a tee time online or play Top Tracer at the range at Inner Bay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park? So what are you waiting for? Play the courses. Play Premier.
Hi, Chef John Howie here. For 24 years, my team and I at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar have called Bellevue home. We serve fresh, locally sourced seafood, farm fresh produce and poultry, and great steaks. At Sea Star, we like to say there's something for everyone, from the carnivore to the pescatarian to the vegetarian. Come see for yourself at Sea Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue. SeaStarRestaurant.com, SeaStarRestaurant.com.
In a contracting business, you're either growing or you're grinding. Success is no longer about hard work alone. It's about using AI to accelerate impact. Service Titan is the only integrated intelligence that seamlessly automates your entire workflow, from first call to final invoice. Born in the trades, built for visionaries ready to stop operating and start automating. Service Titan, AI for the trades.
With Progressive Customer Service, there are lots of ways to connect with us, so you never have to miss a second of your favorite sport. Because you'd much rather watch a ball go through a net 124 times in 48 minutes when you don't really have to pay attention until the last 2, and then somehow those 2 minutes will take an hour. You don't want to miss all that. Luckily, you can chat with Progressive on our app, online, or over the phone without missing a single one of those times the ball goes through the metal circle. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Now that Wendy's has these new biggie deals, everyone in the family can get what they're craving, from nugs to JBCs. The parental units can get an $8 biggie bundle, the eldest who think they're so grown can get a $6 biggie bag, and the little one who can do no wrong can get a $4 biggie bites. You know, assuming they have a credit card. No, I'm kidding. We take cash too. 4, 6, and $8 biggie deals for the whole family. Only at Wendy's.
Price and participation may vary. Single items at regular price. Prices may be higher in Alaska, California, and Hawaii.
Thinking about starting weight loss treatment? GoodRx is here to help. We offer FDA-approved GLP-1 medications prescribed by licensed providers, including the Wegovy tablet, with straightforward pricing and pickup at your local pharmacy or delivery to your door. All from America's #1 prescription app. Go to goodrx.com/weight-loss to get started. GoodRx is not insurance. Cancel anytime. #1 prescription app ranked by a third-party study.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
They say teachers don't impact for a year, but for a lifetime. Hi, this is Rick Riz. Join WSECU, your local credit union, as we celebrate those who give so much with the Teacher of the Week program. Nominate a teacher you feel has changed a life in our community. Each week throughout the season, we'll honor one teacher with a $500 grant, courtesy of WSECU. Teachers are the real MVPs. Find out more and nominate a teacher at mynorthwest.com/teacher.
This hour is brought to you by Goldberg and Jones.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
We should take a look at the schedule for the Mariners for the rest of the year. And anytime it looks like there might be trouble, somebody should just let them play this Astros team because they are bad and they are perfect for the Mariners. They got busy early.
Next offer. Swinging a high fly ball deep to left field. This one is going and goodbye baseball up by the tracks.
I guess that answers that question about his BP carrying over, right?
Randy Arozarena pumping his fist in the air as he rounds second on the tour around the bases. It comes with Cal Raleigh aboard, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead here in the top of inning number 2, his 4th home run of the season.
Yeah, I like that he called it a tour around the bases. It was a 3-hour tour. Just take some time. Take some time at first. Take some time at third. Jump up and down. Celebrate. Go get it, Randy. He absolutely destroyed that ball. And then it was Dom Canzone just a couple innings later that kind of put it out of reach early.
Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Blasted. Right field. It is high. It is deep. It is gone. Grand slam. Dom Canzone, the first of his career. He has broken this open. It is 6-2 in Houston. Dom Canzone with a wallop.
Yeah, it was. So what? Second player on this road trip to hit the first grand slam of their career, as Luke Raley did it as well. Raley's been red hot. Canzone's been hot. Randy's been hot. Cole Young has been hot. I mean, those four guys and Julio have really carried the offense throughout this road trip, and they got it done once again yesterday. Brian Wu, not exactly great, but he was good enough and gave them 6 innings, which they needed. Here he was after the game.
Today was started off good, and then I think maybe the second inning, I think they just hit some good pitches, but the third inning was me, I think, just trying to do too much, getting in my own way, and getting back to what I did, what I do in the back 3 innings.
I like so much about what he says because I think for him, it's always about him. And it's about what he does and how he can control it and where his mind is at for all of these different moments in the game. And I think it's a healthy attitude for a pitcher. It doesn't work as well as a hitter, but as a pitcher, I love that he is so interested in controlling all of those elements of the game. M's get back to just 1 game under 500. As I said, 2 more to play in Houston, so that helps. They're 1 game behind the A's. Bryce Miller will make a season debut tonight against familiar foe Lance McCullers Jr.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
All right, speaking of Bryce Miller, it'll be good to get him back. You kind of forget what a perfectly healthy Bryce Miller can do, and he says that's exactly what he is right now.
Yeah, I feel great. Obliques fully gone, 100%. Elbow, arm, shoulder, everything's felt great. So, yeah, Velo's been great all year. I don't think I've had a fastball single fastball lower than last year's average. So see how long we can keep that up. But yeah, we'll come out firing and have some fun.
I love the way he talks about some of that stuff, and that is a really good sign. I mean, his velo was down last year, and it was obviously a problem for him, so opportunity to get back going tonight, and I think he's happy to be doing it in Texas, of all places, and especially after the season he had last year.
Yeah, last year obviously didn't go as I had planned or envisioned the season, but finished strong postseason. I felt great. And yeah, just carry that momentum. The original plan was to carry it to spring training, but now we're here. Now it's time to pick up where we left off and just go out and compete and have fun. And now that we're healthy, it's a lot more fun to pitch feeling good than with nagging issues. So I'm glad we're past all that.
Well, yeah, you kind of tend to forget, right? Had issues throughout last season with his arm, battled his way through, especially in the postseason, and he's a guy that can essentially invent a new pitch if he wants on the mound during a game. He couples that with that blistering fastball. So when it all comes together, yeah, he's a pretty big weapon. It's like to see him back in action tonight. Meanwhile, for Cal, the drought is over.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, smoked into the gap right center field. It's down for a base hit. It's cut off by Matthews before getting to the track, and Cal Raleigh has a base hit. The dugout celebrating. And so's Cal. Everyone can feel great about that one. Cal Raleigh with a base hit.
Yeah, thank God. It breaks the 0 for 38 slump. He finds water in the desert in the form of a simple little single, and yes, everyone went crazy.
I was kind of just like rolling my eyes because I knew everybody was going to be making a big deal about it. So, but yeah, it felt good to barrel one up. So.
Well, they did go crazy, but it sounds like a lot of it had taken place really the night before. Cal showering in his uniform at Logan's suggestion, and I guess it worked. It changed the vibes, it changed the something, and he went out there and got his first hit in 38 attempts. Of course, he singled in his next at bat as well, because that's just baseball, right? Go 0 for 38 and then single twice in a row. Why wouldn't he?
I think Logan got the idea from Lyle.
Did you want him to do that, Lyle?
Well, Lyle showered with his clothes on.
That's true.
After the playoff one.
Maybe he did.
I doubt it. They were trying to make something positive happen. That was just me sulking.
Do you think that Cal had shampoo and stuff in his shower?
I mean, it's a big league shower, so probably.
I think they probably had more than you did.
Yeah.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
Hey, we know Dante Fowler said DeMarcus Lawrence had told him to come here to win a Super Bowl. Cool. So is that going to be the new normal? Mina Kimes said on NFL Live, yeah, it might be.
Yeah, and Peter, I'll add, I think it's an especially attractive destination for a defensive lineman in particular, because when you come to Seattle, they're not asking you to play every snap, line up outside the tackle, and get double-digit sacks. They truly rush as a team. They use their depth. All the defensive linemen run a lot of games. Sometimes you will be asking to drop into coverage to create opportunities and single opportunities, for other pass rushers. And then you get to play with these fantastic defensive tackles, Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams in particular. So I think you saw Lawrence last year have a bit of a renaissance when he came to Seattle. And I think a big part of that was not just his talent, but also his usage under Mike Macdonald. That, to me, has to also be appealing to a player like Dante Fowler, who is nearing the end of his career.
I would think it is, and I'm going to guess that he won't be the last person to have that kind of conversation. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Jeff Passan today, he had to move some things around. Sorry he couldn't do yesterday, so Jeff Passan will join us today. Great conversation, though, in his place yesterday with Harold Reynolds, who had spent a lot of time looking at, studying, and analyzing Cal Raleigh's swing. He seemed to think he was about ready to break out. A couple hours later, he was proven right. Hear why next on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
I'm Neil, founder of Clave Room. When I found ceramics, I realized my calling was to give others the space to be creative. So I set out to open my own studio. Having a Chase Ink card has allowed us to grow it and bring people together. Now we're molding a creative community.
With the Chase Ink Business Cash Card, you can earn up to 5% cash back on business essentials, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owner compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
Summer starts at Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland. Adventure in the 26 Tacoma TRD Sport, leasing at $399 a month with $1,000 TFS cash. Earn $3,000 in customer cash on the Tundra, leasing at $469 a month, and the 4Runner at $369 a month. All leases, 36 months, $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer. Food in your cart and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Michelle Smallman here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Evan Cohen here. In life, as in sports, the pros make it look easy. That's why pro golfers like Jason Day, Ben Griffin, and Patton Kazire trust the pros in lawn care. True Green. They have the experience and expertise to give you a lawn worthy of the PGA Tour. And since True Green does the work for you, you get more free time, or more tee times. So stop stressing over your lawn and start loving it. Sign up now at TrueGreen.com because nobody makes it easier to get a golf course quality lawn than True Green, the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour.
Dealing with divorce and custody issues can be terrifying and very lonely, but you don't need to face it alone. Goldberg Jones has been helping Northwest husbands and fathers for more than 30 years. Thousands of men have put their trust in us. You can too. Learn more at goldbergjones.com.
Digging in my yard, trying to lay a pipe. I hit a water line and now I have to pay a big fine. I should have called 811.
Listen every day to the Bump and Stacy Show for headline rewrites. Powered by Bay Alarm Security Services. Security systems and fire alarms for every business. Bay Alarm, we got you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Thanks. Is oil marked down?
Save up to $15 when you buy 5 quarts and a filter.
And fuel treatment?
2 for $9 on Lucas.
Brake pads?
Marked down to free.
Free?
Get free Duralast brake pads when you buy 2 Duralast rotors.
That's several markdowns.
For many more miles.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Brock Salk's Rewind is presented by Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Greg, he's just a tick off. Now remember, switch hitter, it's a little bit of timing. You get changed around side to side. He's not hitting every day at one side. When Cal Raleigh gets to start, to load, he'll lift his foot like this. If he's left-handed or right-handed, that heel lifts off the ground, then he loads. The heel is late to take off. He's got to start sooner. That's his problem right now. Everything is late.
The heel, Brock, is a little late to take off. That was Harold Reynolds on MLB Network. I think that was just last night. Saw the socials making the rounds, and what perfect timing that we've got Harold Reynolds with us right now to discuss that and a whole lot more.
I just knew it was coming.
Great, great ESP
Life's
by
about timing.
you. It sure is. Harold, good morning. How are you?
Hey, good morning, guys. Oh, look at that. Perfect timing.
Yep. That's what it's
Better
about,
timing
man.
than Cal right now. Thank you.
Quarterbacks know timing, Harold. You got to know timing. You got to know when to let it go.
That's true. That
when to
is
hold
true.
them, when to fold them.
All right. So we saw the video. For those who are just listening to the show this morning and don't have the advantage of watching your video, which they can find on the MLB
Why don't you
Network
stand up and demonstrate, Saul, because he talks through
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, that would really help. Yeah, the way my heel touches.
Yes.
Harold, maybe you could help us understand how in the world is Cal Raleigh 0 for 36?
It's a mystery. It's a couple things. I mean, that's a lot. 0 for 36. You wouldn't expect that. But really what I did is a lot of times when I look at hitters, like right now, Vlad Jr. is going through a stretch where he hasn't hit a home run in, I think, 5 weeks or something crazy. So I'll go back and look at when were they going good. And I'll go back 3-4 years even. And so for Cal, for example, being a switch hitter myself, usually you go into a little bit of a skid because you don't hit on the same side every day. One day is a left-handed pitcher, next day is a right-handed pitcher. You know, you might be hot from one side of the plate, and then they make a switch, and here comes the right-hander out of the bullpen to flip you over to the left side. You know, things like that. So the uniqueness of Cal for me is in all my years, there's very few switch hitters who look the same on both sides of the plate. And I remember talking to him early on and saying, hey, when did you start switch hitting? And he said, I don't even remember hitting from one side or the other. I've always hit both sides. And his dad told me, yeah, I used to just make him, today you're having 2 at-bats right-handed, and tomorrow they're 2 left. And that's what he did since he's been 5 years old. So he doesn't have one distinct, this is my natural side, so to speak. So I say all that to just say, I wasn't just making this up. I went all the way back and looked at what made him right, what got him good last year at 60 homers, and it's just the timing. He is just literally a real tick, as I said. It's a little timing thing is just simply off, and I see it a lot with these guys today because if you go to a major league practice, they all hit off pitching machines, and as you guys know, we've all hit off pitching machines before. You can't sit there and load up. It's just like, boom, it's on you, and you got to jump at it, and it's not always the same. And I think hitting off machines throws your timing off. And I can't speak for Cal. I don't know if that's what he's doing every day, but that's what it looks like to me.
So Harold Reynolds here with us. If you can see it and you can study it and you can watch the tape, is that something that Kevin Seitzer and Edgar Martinez and Cal Raleigh himself look at the tape and can rectify.
Oh, absolutely. And I learned also from my playing days, when you're in it, and you know this, Brock, you are in it. You can't see what somebody's sitting 30,000 feet away. I'm sure your dad called you sometimes and goes, don't you know he's opening the flat? What are you doing? You know, and you're like, I never saw that. And because they're sitting further away and they're able to give you a different perspective. And Rick Griffin, our team trainer for many years, like 30 years with the Mariners, he was the best because he was always watching everybody's physical movements anyway, because he was trying to make sure everybody was healthy. And he would always go, hey, your right foot hurting because you're not getting back on it like you usually do. And he would see little things that you had no idea was going on. And guys that are in the trenches, they may not see that little trigger like I did.
That's fascinating. Yeah, they're just almost the idea that the advice can come from anywhere. So if you were in the clubhouse with them, if you had Seitzer's job or Edgar's job, how would you go about approaching it with Cal?
Well, I would just sit down and show them video. I'm sure they do. I've known Kevin Seitzer since we played. He's one of the greatest ever. And I played with Edgar. So I know those guys know what they're doing. It's just a matter of they're all trying to figure it out. And it really takes one at bat, one game, and it kind of gets you rolling. You know, when you're struggling and you're a star like Cal, he's pulling up to the gas station and somebody's telling him, hey, Cal, here's what you're doing wrong. I guarantee you that's what's going on. So it's hard.
All the worse while you're spending $6.50 a gallon on gas. You're like, oh my God.
Exactly. And then they start screaming, I'm going to your games. You need to pump my gas for me unless you get some hits. You need to be paying for this.
What have you seen collectively out of this crew, Harold? 20 and 22. We'll get to the American League and maybe the American
let me just
League
do
West
one last question on Cal before you move on. Sorry, bro.
Okay. All right.
What will get Cal out of this? Will the first hit to break the slump, will it be a little flare, duck fart, accidental, whatever, or will it be just he uncorks one with 2 weeks worth of frustration? It goes about 460 feet.
Yeah, it could be a line out. It could be a line drive.
We saw that last night.
Got it.
Yeah.
We saw that line out last night. Yeah.
I haven't looked at him. I'll go back and look at him today and see how close he is. But it's funny. I'm on so much, and I watch so many players now. You can tell when a guy's starting to get hot and when he's starting to break out of it. And I really believe this to be true, too, that, he didn't get a lot at bats his normal spring training. He was at the WBC. He didn't play. They had Will Smith catching, and he didn't get the normal spring training at bats that he normally would. And I think that plays into a lot of this for his slow start. Mm-hmm. And he'll be fine, and so will the Mariners before it's all said and done.
What about 42 games in, 20 and 22 collectively, just a couple back of the A's in a very mediocre American League West? Just what have your eyes seen with the whole collective of the Mariners?
Well, we're fortunate that the league is not that good right now, especially the American League West. Because if Houston was playing like Houston did 3 or 4 years ago, we'd be 10 back. That's how poorly we played out the gate. The pitching hasn't been there like the normal staple of it. We haven't hit as a unit. If you have Cal not swinging the bat and Julio off to a slow start, it's a tough run. And they've hung around. So I look at it this way, like, okay, 40 games in, we're still hanging around. They're getting ready to take off. The team's getting better, pitching's getting better, and the offense is going to come around. And you made a big trade for Brendan Donovan, who I love. I think is an absolute beast. And with his injury, it is no coincidence that the team went down the hill. And I think him coming back, Cal's going to break out of this. Julio's starting to get going. I believe everybody's going to kind of start clicking now. The weather's getting better. So all those things are going to play into it. And fortunately, the rest of the pack didn't run away while we're trying to figure it out.
How hard is it to stay patient when, one thing for fans, we know fans are not good at it. I read the text messages every night that come in during the games. There's not a tremendous amount of patience being shown. But when you're a player on a team that has very high expectations, and this team was pretty clear in spring training, they were willing to use the words World Series quite a bit. How hard is it to remember all the things you just said about kind of where you're at in the standings and the length of the year?
Well, it's hard because you're in it, but you need, that's coaching staff, that's front office, that's people that sit there and go, all right, let's have some perspective here. We're okay. This is when you have a team meeting that we're right in it, guys. Now let's start turning it around. And then you need veteran guys. That's one thing that's happened in our sport is we've had a lot of guys. There's no longer a lot of veteran players around. And I remember I was a young player with the Mariners, and I'm struggling all the way into September. And Reggie Jackson hits a double. And he gets to second base, and he goes, "Hey, kid." And I go, "What's up, Reg?" He goes, "You know you got extra 150 at-bats up here. Minor leagues is done. You got extra 150 because we were just starting into September, and, you're going to play another 30 games." And I'm like, holy smokes, yeah, this season's not over yet. and so you look at Cal Raleigh going through what he's going through. He's got 450 more at-bats. That's a perspective that comes with veteran experience. I played a season with Harold Baines in Baltimore, and he started off just awful. And he would come back to the dugout after he made it out, and he'd just take his batting gloves off, finger by finger, and he's as calm as can be. And he'd go, "I'll get him." And I'm like, how do you stay so calm? And I'm lining out, and I'm slamming my helmet. and he's just calm as can be because he had a 600 at-bat perspective. And when you understand that and you get that, then these little offers don't kill you quite as much.
That is great perspective from the great Harold Reynolds. I don't know, Salky, if you've noticed what I've noticed through the years of doing this. When we talk to former Mariners, we talk to former Seahawks, talk to former Sonics, you know what they all do in common, and you've done it already a few times, Harold, in these 10 minutes? You use the word we.
Yeah.
We'll get it going. We're going to turn it around. And I understand the bulk of your career was here in Seattle, but I don't think that happens everywhere. I don't think every media market brings on a former player and it's always about we. We'll do it. We'll get it going. Why do you think there is that kind of attachment here to the Northwest?
Well, you really are a smaller market, and it is home. Players are your people. That is my team. For me, it's a totally different significance because I grew up in Oregon, and I grew up when I was early on. The Mariners were 3 years old when I signed with them. So that is always going to be my team. But I could talk to Kurt Warner. I could talk to you name it, whoever has come through there. It's the intimacy of the community that you are entrenched in the community of Seattle. And you can be talking to the Storm. You could be talking to the soccer team. You could be talking to anybody. And any player who's played there for a period of time, that becomes their home for them.
I'm still trying to think about you and Reggie Jackson standing at second base together. I'm not quite over that story. Maybe because I just watched the clip. Somebody had it on social media of Reggie rounding the bases, taking about an hour and a half to do so, and then charging the pitcher once he gets to home plate. He tags home plate, looks out at the pitcher, and then gets after him. It's awesome.
That was the game in the day. My mom was the biggest Reggie Jackson fan there ever was. And somebody beeping in, they'll be done in a second here. So she was the biggest Reggie Jackson fan. And so I tell Reggie one night, "Hey, my mom's like the biggest Reggie fan ever." And he's like, "Well, I'll make sure I say hello to her." He comes into the family room, takes pictures, says hi to her. It was awesome. And so I'm playing for Dick Williams. This is early on. I am just in my first, I'm not even an all-star player for Dick yet. He's still laying down the foundation of the Mariners. No fraternizing, none of this stuff, right? And Reggie had played for Dick for 3 years in Oakland championships. So I'll start the story real quick. I won't keep you forever because it's really a good story.
Yeah, we're good.
like it.
Hey,
No,
as long as you want, we're fine.
No,
It's
you
radio.
got time.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
This ain't
so we're
TV.
playing in Chicago. I just get called up not too long ago, and Dick had just barely taken over the team. And the runner at second base is John Cangelosi. He's at first base. Spike Owens at short, who I roomed with, came through the minor leagues, everything. Fly ball into right. Dave Henderson comes in. Alvin Davis is going back. I'm cutting out to go get it. It's in the perfect Bermuda Triangle. It lands. It's raining. I slide. I scoop it up. I throw it to second. The runner at first holds, who's John Cangelosi. He slides into second. Pop-up slide. Boom. Him and Spike bump heads. They start swinging in the middle of diamonds. Okay? Now we're all spreading over there. Umpires don't kick him out of the game. John Cangelosi was my roommate in winter ball in Puerto Rico that year. So now he's at second base. He was safe on the play. In between pitches, I'm going over going, boy, you lucky Spike would have whipped your tail. I run back to my spot. And they're both like 5'9", and Cangelosi's talking trash back to me. And I'm sliding over. I'm going, I ain't playing. Spike's from Texas, man. And I go back to my spot. The inning ends. And I come in at the end of the inning, and we're playing at Old Comiskey, and Dick Williams meets me at the top step. And he says, I ever see you talking to a player on the other team, I will yank you out of the game so fast you won't know what happened. And if you weren't talking to everybody, you would have had that ball in right field. Okay. There's a Reggie piece of this, all right? So then we go to Kansas City. George Brett hits a double. Now, I played my first major league game against George a couple of years earlier, and we whipped the Royals, who were like the American League champs at the time. So we all kind of bonded like George. He's like, man, you guys would kill us. We keep playing, messing around with everybody. He hits a double. He's a second. Hey, how's it going, man? I see you're playing every day. I don't say a word. I got my head down. I'm not saying nothing. He's come back to the base in between innings, and he's like, oh, you're big time now, huh? You got a little dirt in your spike? You're big time. So finally, I slide over. It's an AstroTurf field. This isn't dirt, so I can't act like I'm picking dirt up. I slide over to the dirt circle, kind of kick it, and I go, hey, Skipper's all over me. I can't really talk right now. And I go back to my spot. The inning ends, and this is not made up, man. This stuff is real. Marty Martinez, my infield instructor, all the way through the minor leagues, everything. He's like my baseball dad. He comes down at the end of the bench, and he goes, I don't know what Skipper say, but he upset with you. He's telling you he saw you talking to Brett. And I'm like, oh, man, you got to be kidding me. So I'm not saying nothing the rest of the year. 2 weeks later, we're playing at home.
Oh, no.
The night before, Reggie meets my mom, takes pictures, all that. He doubles, okay?
Oh, no.
He hits the ball off the wall.
Oh, no.
And he's standing there going, hey, how great was that? Your mom here tonight? I got my head down. I'm not saying a word. And he's like, oh, what? Oh, you can't talk to me now, huh? What's the deal?
Jeez.
And I got my head down, man. And finally, there's a little bit of a pitching change or something, or timeout, and I go, now, Dick's all over me, man. Skipper's all over me. I can't really talk to you, Reg. He turns around with all the gusto of Reggie Jackson, and he starts screaming at Dick Williams, leave the kid alone. The kid alone. He played for Dick all these years. I'm like, I'm going to be
This is going to be worse.
Worse. I mean, it was unbelievable.
So good.
That's my Dick Williams and Reggie Jackson story.
Compare and contrast for a moment, Harold, if you could, the managerial style of Dick Williams with Dan Wilson.
Oh, they're not even in the same neighborhood. Look, it's just a different time. Hey, first off, I'm not an all-star player if it's not for Dick Williams. I love Dick Williams. Now, I may be one of the few players that would say that, but he was always on me, and he made me a better player. But Dick would not have been able to walk into the clubhouse in today's game. There's just no way. He was that demanding. I remember watching one time, a catcher, I can't think of his name right now, hurt his finger, and he used to throw really well. And he's in the training room. Dick walks by and goes, "That looks like a 10-day injury to me." And he didn't play him for the next 10 days.
So what? So what would happen? I mean, we get these questions all the time from listeners, and why can't the manager blow this guy up? And I'm mad that this center fielder did this, and why doesn't he bench him? And why doesn't he flip over the Gatorade table? And there's no
why doesn't Dan get mad? And why can't Dan
Right.
show any passion?
Does
and
the
energy?
world need more? Does the baseball world of today need more Dick Williamses?
Well, I think so. Here's what's happened to the game, and I'm not even talking about Dan Wilson, who's one of the greatest people you'll ever meet. And I'm sure Dan talks to players totally different and gets to them a different way. I mean, Lou Piniella couldn't manage today. You name it. I can go on a list of guys that could not manage today because what's happened is that the front offices have taken on so much responsibility that they have taken the number one weapon every manager ever had was playing time. They wrote the lineup. They decided who was playing. And so if you don't want to play their style or they didn't feel like they got through to you, they benched you. That's gone now. And so once you've taken that authority, players are not listening to this at the same beat anymore. And that's kind of where we're at. I think the fundamentals could be fixed in a heartbeat. Guys could come out for extra work. The manager could take charge of it and say, you got to be here. You got to do this. You got to do that. This is what I expect of you. I don't think that's there with that fear factor at all today.
And you think it would make the game better?
I think it would. I think today's athletes are incredible. Incredible. I just don't think the fundamentals and attention is there. And, players get paid for what you ask them to do. And we don't worry about batting average, which drives me crazy. We're worried about hard hit balls and exit velocity, but we're not worried about moving a runner. Those are the little fundamental things that there's still a few winning teams that do that, but it's not full season. And so those are the things that, to me, have changed a lot in the game.
Well, you're going to enjoy the Rays this year because they're doing a lot of those things and trying to find a way to win that way. And they're going to be an interesting test case to see what works.
And everybody's surprised by the Rays' success, but, we were talking about this on our show yesterday. They got a guy in left field, Chandler Simpson, who has 0 home runs. On a corner position in today's game, he has 0 homers, but he plays and leads off every game. Because they see a value in what he brings, and he's going to shoot the ball the other way. He's going to hit a triple. He's going to steal a base. He's going to run balls down. That's the value that he brings, and they value that. And there's not many teams that do.
Well, we appreciate it, Harold. We value you. Thanks for being on the show today. Perfect timing with the Cal stuff. Hopefully he breaks out tonight, goes 4 for 4, and gets that heel down at the right time. Just a little bit earlier. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah. Well, we're on our way, man. The M's are there, and we're on our way.
That was Harold Reynolds. Kind enough to take some time yesterday, and turns out, all right, it wasn't 4 for 4, but 2 hits last night and a walk, and everything just sort of turns around for Cal Raleigh, it seems. Much better at bats, much better everything. Baseball's a weird game. It really is. And there's some other stuff to react to in there as well. I'm gonna get to some of his thoughts about the game and where it's at. We'll convince you at some point, Lyle. If the Rays win the World Series this year, there'll be consequences of some sort for you. That's all I know.
Sure.
You're not worried about it.
Not really.
You're not all that worried, but a little worried because what happens if they do? Like, you've gone all in. What happens if it happens?
You tell me. Again, I think they can really pitch. I mean, Shane McClanahan's back to looking like Shane McClanahan now that he's healthy. But
that helps. There's no doubt. But you start playing an offense that looks exactly the opposite of everything that we've all kind of been led to believe and learned about in the last couple of decades. Yeah, it definitely starts to raise some questions. All right, I had the distinct privilege last night of watching this kid Imai pitch for the Astros. He was awful. Second time I've seen him, same thing both times. Awful. And I feel like I learned 3 things about the Mariners while watching them. It's next on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, accurate auto body.
At Toyota of Kirkland and Toyota of Renton, ambitious dreams don't need a big payment. Lease the 26 Corolla Gas for just $219 a month or the hybrid for $249 a month with only $29.99 due at signing. The Corolla Cross Gas at $269 a month with $29.99 due at signing. Or level up to the Camry at $299 a month with $39.99 due at signing. All 3 leases, 36 months. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaofKirkland.com and ToyotaofRenton.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
If you're building decks in Puget Sound this season, you need materials you can trust and a supplier who delivers. Par Lumber carries premium TimberTech and Trex composite and PVC decking, railing, and lighting, as well as pavers and fencing materials contractors depend on. With reliable job site delivery, we keep your projects moving so you can keep building. All the best outdoor living products are at Par. Visit par.com to learn more. Par, where the builders go.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Woodworker, check. Metalworker or material handler, check. Equipment Sales and Surplus in Auburn offers competitive pricing on leading brands like Jet, Powermatic, Wilton, Bailey, and others. Whether you're a hobbyist or a fabrication shop needing metal forming machines, they have hundreds of machines and accessories. The only dealer offering scratch and dent and discounted items. Check them out in Auburn. EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com. Your go-to for woodworking, metalworking, or material handling. That's EquipmentSalesandSurplus.com.
Well, spring is all about getting ready for summer, isn't it? Hey, Brock Heward here. And working out in your own home, well, it is the best. We've been doing so for years. And you can allow Top Fitness to create your own home gym. And right now, get spring special financing with 0% interest for 12 months. Plus, mention me and receive an $150 credit towards any purchase over $1,000. Spring is here. So go get into Top Fitness with locations in Tukwila, Linwood, and Bellevue, or simply visit topfitness.com for more info.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. Child custody is the most emotional issue our clients face. And if you're a divorcing father, the relationship with your children is about to change. But that change doesn't have to be for the worse. Kids already feel the stress of parents who don't get along, but they can thrive after a divorce. Kids trust their dads. Their dads trust Goldberg Jones. Go to goldbergjones.com to get your questions answered at no charge. goldbergjones.com.
The Mariners are celebrating their 50th season with legendary events all year long. Don't miss 8 fireworks nights presented by T-Mobile, starting off with a 90s themed show May 29th. Plus, check out epic giveaways like Julio Rodriguez 90s jersey night May 30th, thanks to KeyBank. And August 8th, witness the most iconic gathering of franchise greats as the top 50 Mariners players are unveiled at 50 Seasons Celebration Night, presented by Daktronics. Get tickets at mariners.com.
Harry Douglas here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Mother's Day is coming, and you gotta show love to the mothers in your life. You know you gotta take care of mom. Plus, my wife just became a first-time mom. So yeah, Mother's Day matters, and you gotta get it right. That's why I'm sending flowers from the Books Company. Right now, get 25% off with code CANTY. Books flowers are cut fresh, so you get bigger, brighter blooms that last way longer. And it's easy. Pick the bouquet, the delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 10th, so don't wait. Go to Books.com, use code CANTY to get 25% off. That's BOUQS.com.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
This hour of the Brock and Salk Show is powered by Star Rentals, preferred supplier to the West's best contractors.
Give me a freaking auto! From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Ewert is my hero.
Jay Buhner just punched me in the kidney.
We're going to excuse you on the interview.
Doesn't really work that way, Sherm. This is a show that has my name on it.
It kind of does, though.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Ewert and Mike Salk.
Hello! Morning, Brock.
Good morning, Michael.
So, I'm watching Imai last night pitch for the Astros.
Yes.
First of all, I'd like to never have to do that again. That is.
Did we want him when he was a free agent? Were there people clamoring?
God, I hope not. Did we, Lyle? Did we want Imai?
Oh, I mean, I had some intrigue.
Of course you did.
Of course you
that
did.
guy sucks.
Yeah, no.
I would like to never, ever, ever watch him again.
You know how you sometimes like to get on me for jumping to conclusions and projecting? You're talking about a guy that's thrown 12 big league innings.
I've seen guys like him before. I've watched that. I know what it looks like.
I was gonna say, you see the.
I've seen this one. He's nibbling. He's unwilling and does not have the confidence to throw a strike past a hitter. He's soft. They told the story last night about him needing an extra rehab start to feel comfortable, about blaming the team for making him throwing more secondary pitches that he didn't feel good about. No thank you. The complete lack of awareness on the mound and the game speeding up on him. No inability to control the running game at all. They're just walking to second base on him. He balks on every pitch. And then just the nibbling. Oh, my God, the nibbling. Awful. Absolutely awful. And that is not unique to Japanese pitchers, nor do all Japanese pitchers have it in common. But I've seen it in Daisuke Matsuzaka. I've seen it in Yusei Kikuchi. Those two guys are very similar, and they can have some level of success. I just hate watching it. And by the way, as I said, plenty of other Japanese pitchers not like that. Shohei, Nomo, Yamamoto, Darvish, all fun guys to watch and great pitchers. But I'm going to put him in the category with Daisuke and Yusei Kikuchi.
You're done?
Nibblers who are too afraid to let their stuff eat at the big league level because it can't. So no thank you. I am so happy. Observation number one that the Mariners do not have that guy.
I'm just going to remember this all the next time you get on me about projecting a conclusion.
That's fine. I'm just saying.
12 innings.
I've seen guys like him before. I've seen this I've seen this movie. I've read this book. I've watched this whole series. I know how it plays out. I'm out. No thank you.
You're done.
Take
It's
that
over.
guy. Do you see that pitch he threw to Arozarena?
I mean, isn't there a difference between
soft toss? That
Isn't
was
there-
like soft toss. Hey, could you hit a home run on soft toss? Let me throw a little just absolutely nothing burger slider down the middle of the plate and see how far you can hit it.
I mean, again, you're talking about 4 outings. Again, I'm just going to remember this the next time you get on me about projecting a conclusion.
That guy stinks.
Okay.
He's not going to be good.
Well, then the next time I want to declare a conclusion on the season, let's just.
Well,
circle back
no,
to
it's not
this.
about a season. It's about watching that guy. It's a specific thing about a player
And it
what
stands
I've
out.
seen before. He's
and
awful.
it stands out. It probably always stood out to you, Salk. You've always been a BSer. You know, you've always been able to make judgments like that.
Blink Scouter, yes.
Blink Scouter. But I think it jumps out that much more when he's the antithesis of your program.
Well, that's so I do have
11 of
yes.
21 first pitch strikes. Like, he didn't throw strike one, to your point, because he just, whether it's trusting his stuff or whether he's coming off injury, whether it's all the adjustments, for whatever reason. But like this program, you throw strike one.
Yes.
Go look at the guys yesterday.
You
Go
come
look
out,
at
you
Wu.
throw with guts, and you throw with bravado, and you trust. Yeah, absolutely. That was sort of the point I was trying to make. He's antithetical to everything the Mariners have, and he kind of led me to 3 observations about the Mariners. One was that one. Thank God they don't have guys like that. There's not a pitcher on the Mariners staff, not one of their 6 starters that I don't enjoy watching. Not one. Luis has had his troubles, don't get me wrong, but I love watching Luis pitch. I love the way he attacks hitters. Doesn't always work right now, but he is a pleasure to watch. All of them. Yeah. If this guy had pitched in Lyle, let me make you a guarantee that I can't prove. If this guy had pitched in Major League Baseball before the pitch clock, he would have taken 45 seconds between pitches. Yeah. He would have been a human rain delay. You would have been watching him walk around and pick at his spikes and talk to this guy and look over here and step off and walk around. And he would have taken 45 seconds between pitches if given the opportunity to do so. Thank God they have a pitching clock specifically for him. He would have been a nightmare before the pitching clock, and he's a nightmare now. He would have been a full-on horror movie.
Man, you're hot this morning.
Well, I'm just saying that guy was awful.
Right. Like, there's a difference between he's had a bad 4 starts and he's just terrible.
He's
going to
be bad.
Work.
He's going to be bad.
Done.
Well,
if
you want to go on short samples, he hasn't given up a barrel. Expected batting average super low. Strikeout rate high.
He hasn't given up a barrel.
No. You can look on Savant.
So Randy's home run last night wasn't a barrel?
Take it up with
then take Savant and throw it out the window. That was barreled up in every conceivable way. Was Canzone's not a barrel?
No, into the bat.
He just didn't quite catch it. Yeah, he just kind of missed out. Lyle, if that is what barrel rate is all about, then take that stat and you can use the toilet paper that is as soft as Imai and throw it away and flush it down the toilet with it.
Just a lot of
those balls were barrels.
I feel like there's a lot of hypocrisy going on here. You can
a lot of hard contact, Lyle.
Bad season.
Well, how about exit velo? How about hard contact? You look at that on Savant.
Yeah, it's
how about just use your eyes? That guy stinks on ice. Anyway, that was observation 1. I'm glad the Mariners don't pitch like that. Observation 2, because he's going to stink for 3 years in their system. That's the risk of going the free agent route and the benefit of draft, develop, trade, and retain. You don't have to commit to a guy like that for 3 years. If I was an Astros fan and I found out that my team was going to be running that dude out there for the next 3 seasons, I'd find a new team. Like, I'll go root for the Rangers. I don't want to watch that.
Aren't the Astros the kings of draft, develop, and trade and retain?
Yeah, they were, and now they're off doing some other stuff. I don't know what they're doing now. This is why draft, develop, trade, and retain, signing your own. This is why you like to get a look at a guy before you sign him up to a long-term deal.
And you like to indoctrinate him in your system.
Yes, because his is a completely different system.
Yeah.
And then the last thing on this, Lyle, is that so stupid of me. I'll never learn, Brock. I'm so stupid. So stupid. I made the unforgivable mistake last night of posting about this on Twitter. I don't know why. I never do that. I never post anything. I never post opinions on Twitter
that's
anymore.
Not it. No, Mike.
Never.
No,
I never do it. But I was so enraged watching this guy pitch that I had to post something about it because I just needed somebody to know.
And what came out? And what burped out? If you watch Luis pitch.
That's right.
Yeah, is that what burped out?
30,000 responses about, well, the Mariners have their own guy named Luis Castillo. About Luis Castillo. Well, Luis Castillo's got the same problem. How can you watch this every Friday? Luis Castillo.
Is that Twitter response guy?
Apparently.
Tongue out his mouth?
Yeah, the Twitter response guy got too big a tongue. Luis Castillo stinks, Salk.
Just on a roll this morning.
What happened last night?
Nothing.
You and Heather fight?
No. Great night. Other than watching this guy pitch, my night was great. And it was awesome. I mean, the Mariners are great. Cal had his hit, and two of them. And
two?
No, I'm in a good mood.
All it took was a shower and a uniform. Right?
I feel great, and we'll talk about Cal and all of that stuff. But if you're telling me, oh, well, then that's the same as Luis Castillo, you're essentially saying I don't know anything about baseball. Yeah. Like that guy, it's not that he's not good. There's plenty of pitchers around baseball that aren't good, right? I mean, like, that's the world.
It was his mentality that just...
It's watching the way...
It was, and it brought up the old demons of Yusei Kikuchi. Yes, yeah, I know.
And there's been others, too. Hector Noesi. Like, there have been a group of pitchers who are like this. They nibble and they can't throw strikes and they don't want to throw strikes and they just they're and Daisuke before him, painful to watch.
What is stink on ice, by the way?
Huh?
You like to say that term.
It stinks on ice.
Stinks on ice.
I don't know. What does it mean?
What is it? What does it mean?
I don't know. Is it not a thing? Does no one else say that?
I think you're the only one I've ever heard say it. I mean, I kind of like it.
Really?
Is it like, a dog that poos on ice and it stinks and smokes on ice?
Is that a real thing?
Stinks on ice?
I think you're the first person I've heard say it.
Really?
Yes.
Huh. I'm looking it up to see if it's a thing.
That's great.
Yeah, usually if something is on ice, it's being preserved. So if it stinks on ice, it must smell really bad. Yeah, exactly.
Just like that guy
It
last
was
night.
famously used in Mel Brooks' History of the World Part 1.
There you go.
When
Great
King
movie.
Louis-
Maybe with the Inquisition. It's the Inquisition. You've ever seen History of the World Part 1? No? Not a big Jewish humor guy? Okay. We'll come right back with everything you need to know, including Cal's big hit, next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Okay, so what is today? Hump day, Wednesday morning, you're 62, maybe a little older. You got a ton of equity in your home, and you want to pull some cash out, but a refinance or a HELOC means a bigger payment, and the cost of selling your home is insane. So what should you do? Hey, Brock Ewart here for my friends over at Tila Mortgage. I kind of think you got three different options. Number one, you can't sell your home. Number two, get that HELOC or refinance. Or number three, get a reverse mortgage. Tila's done the analysis, and they believe that reverse mortgage is the most cost-effective way for seniors to get cash out of their home without selling and still having the option of no monthly mortgage payment. Too good to be true? I don't think so. Give him a call today, Bill and his crew, and let them compare for you. Tila, spelled Tila, is a name you can trust for truthful, honest, and ethical advice for all your mortgage needs. Call 206-766-8888. That's 206-766-8888. Insurance, property taxes, borrower's responsibility. Tila Mortgage LLC is a mortgage broker. MLS 247-2046.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hi, this is Nancy Penrose, owner of Big Trees in Snohomish. Spring has sprung. Need color to brighten up your yard or privacy trees to keep your neighbors guessing? Now is the time to buy. With hundreds of trees arriving in the nursery daily, Big Trees has the perfect tree for you. Check out our updated inventory list online at bigtreesupply.com or come visit the nursery today.
Shot to center field. Julio is there, and Julio makes the catch!
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house, even when there's not an actual seat, because you're in the T-Mobile pen.
They're going crazy here at T-Mobile Park.
The pen isn't just the perfect space to hang with your whole crew. It's where you can see Julio defend the no-fly zone 1 minute and watch Senor Smoke get ready for his big entrance the next.
Andres Munoz has simply been incredible.
Sure, the pen is standing room only, but with a team this exciting, who wants to be sitting down? Mariners baseball. Try this up.
With Mariners value games, score tickets starting under $12 on select dates all season, including next week's White Sox series, May 18th through 20th. And the 18th and 19th, you can also take home a Josh Naylor bobblehead. Thanks to Western Washington Toyota dealers. Get your tickets at mariners.com/value games.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Hon, is your new pinball machine in our budget?
KeyBank will meet you in that our money is now our money moment.
Actually, our banker Steve recommended we start a joint checking account for bills and keep our individual accounts for things like, pinball machines.
Did someone say Banker Steve? I was in the neighborhood, in case you had any checking account questions.
Steve, you're always there for us. Now, how quickly can we open that account?
Steve, are you seeing this?
For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. KeyBank member FDIC.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
Attention kingdom-seeking business professionals, entrepreneurs, and investors in the Seattle area. If you're looking to grow your faith, your finances, and your future in 2026, this is the event you don't want to miss. LifeSurge is coming to the Angel of the Winds Arena on Saturday, May 16th for a powerful one-day experience designed to equip you to multiply your resources for kingdom impact. You'll hear from some of the most respected voices in faith, leadership, and business, including two-time national champion Tim Tebow, Super Bowl champion and entrepreneur Russell Wilson, Robert Herjavec, and Damon John from ABC's Shark Tank, star of CNBC's The Prophet Marcus Lemonis, and Sage Steele from The Sage Steele Show, along with Christian music icon Natalie Grant. This is your final chance to secure tickets for one of the most inspiring events coming to the Seattle area this year. Grow spiritually, grow financially, grow personally, all in one unforgettable day. LifeSurge is happening Saturday, May 16th at the Angel of the Winds Arena. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com. That's lifesurge.com. And don't wait.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Yeah, playing the Astros, Brock, the ultimate salve for the Mariners this year, and it was certainly true again last night. They struck early and they struck often. Let's start with your favorite guy because he got him going.
Next offer. Swinging a high fly ball deep to left field.
Not a barrel.
This one is going and going and goodbye baseball up by the tracks.
I guess that answers that question about his BP carrying over, right?
Randy Arozarena pumping his fists in the air as he rounds second on the tour around the bases. It comes with Cal Raleigh aboard, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead.
I think he's actually still rounding the bases, which is fine. Lyle, how is that not a barrel? You're going to have to explain that to me.
I don't know. Take it up with Savant.
I'm taking it up with you. You're the one who quoted
a screen.
But I'm taking it up with you because you watched that happen last night and then still quoted Savant. Is Savant just a day late?
No.
They update in real time.
I mean, I'm looking this morning, and it updated his start from yesterday.
That's madness. Well, then that's an issue because that ball was torched. You know what else was? This one.
Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on, blasted, right field. It is high. It is deep. It is gone. Grand slam. Dumb cancel.
You're the worst.
Fine.
You are
Kate's fine.
You are such an instigator.
No, Kate's fine. He just said men are good.
You're such an instigator. It's amazing. Your ability to instigate is unlike anybody else I know. It's not a barrel. That's fine. Not a barrel.
Again, Brock, take it up with Savant. I'm reading you what's on a screen.
I will, especially on the news that Ogre passed away yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That's sad.
71,
I'm
man.
sorry for you, buddy. I know how much that movie means
Nerds.
to you. Dan Wilson says the Grand Slam was an important part of the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a good pitch to hit and put a really good swing on it. Again, not trying to do too much and just threw the barrel at it and crushed it. A huge lift for us at that point.
He didn't hit it.
You definitely want to strike there and
Dan, he didn't throw the
strike. You're thinking base hit, you're thinking maybe double, but to get all four in at the same time was big.
That's first pitch too. Wasn't that first pitch?
First pitch. Not
slider.
sure. I don't remember.
Just jumped on it.
Who cares? That guy stinks. That guy's so bad. So bad. Think about what that inning was. Hit by pitch, back foot, 3-0 count, hit by pitch. A walk, and then a meatball grand slam. Wow, that guy stinks on ice. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry. You're blowing it today. M's get back to 1 game under 500. 2 more to play in Houston. Great news.
Just 1 back, by the way.
I know, just 1 back of the A's. And you get to see a familiar foe, Lance McCullers Jr., longtime nemesis, but a guy that they've handled very well recently. So he'll be back at it tonight.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
It was a first pitch slider.
There you go.
Ambush, middle.
Second slider he threw, middle, that didn't slide at all. All right, so McCullers tonight. He'll be opposing Bryce Miller, which is great. We get to see Bryce back.
Yeah, I feel great. Obliques fully gone, 100%. Elbow, arm, shoulder, everything's felt great. So, yeah, Velo's been great all year. I don't think had a single fastball lower than last year's average. So see how long we can keep that up. But yeah, we'll come out firing and have some fun.
I would say he feels pretty confident right now,
I think so.
Kind of like that.
And he's back down there in Texas. A lot of family, a lot of friends down there.
Yeah, he said he likes the humidity.
Yeah, it's good to be back in Texas, and yeah, I enjoy pitching here. I like a little humidity here and there and a little bit of sweat. So, yeah, it'll be good to see the family and be able to have them here for the first one will be good and get back on track.
Pretty likable dude, huh?
He is. He is. The entire staff in all of their own unique and different ways.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, I don't think you would sign up for him being the most verbose, but he is.
In some ways, yeah. I don't know if he's always the most thoughtful. I think Brian Wu actually might be the most thoughtful. I love listening to Brian. I got more sound of him last night talking about the mental side of the game. It's just fascinating to me. Yeah. But yeah, Bryce has just a likability and a charisma factor.
Who got Cal to shower in his
So apparently that was I could tell you. So that's the next part of this. So Cal finally got his hit. He went 0 for 38, Brock.
Yep.
He found water in the desert in the form of a little oasis, a little single to right center or to left center. Right center.
Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, smoked into the gap right center field. It's down for a base hit. It's cut off by Matthews before getting to the track, and Cal Raleigh has a base hit.
Gary not smoking.
The dugout celebrating. And so's Cal. Everyone can feel great about that one. Cal Raleigh with a base hit.
He finally got it. 0 for 38 snapped, Brock. And yes, it turns out the night before he was showering in his uniform thanks to his best buddy.
Yeah, Logan gave me some good advice to wash off the bad mojo or juju from the baseball gods. So yeah,
it worked.
Hey, he was right. So I gotta give him credit where credit's due.
You didn't shake him off. Yeah.
No, I listened to him for once.
You've heard that story on Inside the NBA when Charles Barkley talked about back in the day. We had to shower in our uniforms to wash them. Like we have back-to-backs.
Really?
You go in.
When he's with the Sixers?
You go in the shower, and you get soap and you'd wash yourself in your uniform. And Kenny Smith looked at him and Ernie and like, what did you just say? You did what?
That's hilarious.
Yes.
Him and Mo Cheeks.
May have to find that.
Andrew Toney.
It's a pretty good story.
Back in the day, Daryl Dawkins. All right, well, good for Cal. Of course, because it's baseball, he singled in his next at bat also. Good luck trying to predict this one. It's just impossible.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
So Dante Fowler is a Seahawk, right, Brock? And said, hey, I came because DeMarcus Lawrence told me to. Come here and win a championship. Peter Schrager says that's going to be the new normal.
I think this is a cool, sneaky storyline, and that in recent years, it was like you go to Buffalo for that one-year deal, or you go to Kansas City for that one-year deal, and years before that, it was always Indianapolis and New England. If you want to chase the ring, you go to those teams. Sounds like Seattle might be that destination moving forward, and they're not going anywhere. They're so young, they're so loaded, and their coach has no ego where it's not beating his chest like we're the team, that it becomes a very desirable destination for a veteran player who wants to play in big games. I thought this was a really telling statement, and I think this is just the start of what might be a several-year, I'm not going to say dynasty, but evolution of Seattle as one of these franchises that was always relevant, and they've won their Super Bowls, and they've been, of course, into multiple Super Bowls, but now maybe being the destination for veteran players. And Fowler could have signed a lot of different places, but he, like DeMarcus Lawrence a year ago, chose Seattle. I think that's pretty cool.
Has it always been relevant? I don't know if everyone would say that.
No, I don't think it always has. And I think that LOB deal was a little different animal, and Russell was a very different animal amongst the league circles and everything else. I think this started, to be honest, with Leonard Williams. When Leonard signed back here. I think that's probably was the first big domino, and then it's Cooper Kupp, and then it's DeMarcus Lawrence, and now it's Dante Fowler. And yeah, I think when Leonard was like, yeah, you know what? I had the Big Apple twice as a Giant and Jet. No, thank you. I'm back here. This place is great. They take care of you. They provide every resource available. And I think that was probably the first one. And there is no reason why it shouldn't stop. You keep winning. You keep filling up that environment. You keep now playing in primetime games. You got a QB that everybody seems to really enjoy, that's got, even for success, no diva to him whatsoever, never makes it about him. Those are pretty good boxes of that word of mouth we talked about yesterday. Check.
All right, there you go. That is everything you need to know. 1:15 every hour here on the Brock and Salk Show. Let's see. Derek says, first, History of the World, great movie, very quotable. Second, you can't really eat if all you do is nibble. Third, Lyle, you are insufferable sometimes. Imai is garbage, rubbish, and yuck.
It's been 4 starts. Anyway, Brock, I got good news for you.
Oh, did it update?
So Canzone's Grand Slam last night.
Not a barrel.
105 miles an hour off the bat.
Right.
25-degree launch angle. To qualify for a barrel, you need a 98-mile-an-hour exit velocity or greater, and between 26 and 30 degrees on the launch angle.
And
so
no,
by 25 degrees, by 1%, by one angle.
Well, then that's
not a barrel. So no, not a barrel. Not a barrel. Not a barrel.
That
not
might
a barrel.
be the dumbest stat I've ever heard of.
Not a barrel.
But that's really dumb.
That's so stupid.
I'm reading you the definition.
What was Randy's?
Randy's was less.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not even close.
So no, Amaya is not allowed a barrel.
Okay. Great. Good to hear.
Well, you guys were so
that might truly be the that
Do you
might
think
be the
he
dumbest
knows that? Like, if you were to ask him, he'd be like, well, I'm terrified of throwing the ball anywhere near their bat. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I do have a barrel, maybe not, but it's only because I'm trying to avoid it.
I truly think that might be the dumbest metric I've ever listened to in my life.
Yeah, that's...
So now you're debunking numbers.
Well, that's
26% versus 25%.
Right, if it was 25, then...
But if it's 24%.
Well, this is like your argument about the strike zone. Oh, we need a gray area. But then if you had a gray area on the strike zone, you need a gray area for the gray area.
No, you don't.
Yeah,
you don't need that.
You probably would.
No, you wouldn't. That's not how that works.
I'm reading you guys the definition. It didn't qualify.
But who defined it?
That's right.
Take it up with Savant. It's not me.
I am taking it up with Savant. I'm trying to. Call Savant. Let's take it up with them. All right, Lyle. Enough. You're distracting us from important business here today. Because we saw a piece, yes, Maura, you sent this over, and I had seen it earlier and kind of thought it was absurd. Enough so that I was like, I'm not going to get into that. But then I was like, maybe we do need to get into that. And maybe there's actually like a real weird conversation there. Is there? I don't know. We'll do it next on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, Mike Salk here for my friends at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Got to tell you about some of the shows coming up. If you like comedy, Chris Tucker on Friday, June 26th. And then David Spade, an old SNL guy, is going to be here Saturday, August 15th. For rock, you got Hinder early July 3rd. And then you got Queensryche on October 8th. Pop, Taylor Dane, or Pop 2000 with Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC and O-Town. Like, dude, there's so much good stuff coming. You got to go to snocasino.com for the full lineup and for tickets. It is Seattle's closest Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Hi, Andy Klein here. There's something special about a baseball game. The moments and the memories. At Klein Jewelers, that's exactly how we feel about our diamonds. They're a beautiful reminder of life's biggest moments. We're here to help you find the perfect diamond or beautiful piece of jewelry to celebrate your engagement, anniversary, birthday, promotion, or just because. Klein Jewelers by the Fountain in downtown Edmonds. Shine with Klein.
Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
When you buy a new vehicle from Lee Johnson, you'll get a lifetime powertrain warranty included.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-771-1300. That's 800-771-1300.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
30 years ago, Davis Law Group was founded to be the best law firm for our clients and our community. Our core values are to win, help, and serve. It means our success is defined by the difference we make in our clients' lives and the impact we can have in our community, not by giant settlement checks or shiny offices. Our mission to lift up the vulnerable extends beyond the courtroom to our charity partners, promoting safety, uplifting students, accident victims, foster youth, and the elderly. If you've been injured and want better results for your claim and for all of Washington, call Davis Law Group today.
Stacy here. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, and when they resell it, they share half their profit with you. That's right. Sell your car to Wayscar Ford, Isuzu, and Auburn. They'll pay you today for your car, and once they resell it, they'll share half their profit with you. WayscarFord.com.
When I'm catching up with friends or family, C-Star Restaurant and Raw Bar in Bellevue, it's where we go. A welcoming atmosphere, and I get to see my good friend, Chef John Howie.
Hey, thanks, Brock. At C-Star, we're known for fresh local seafood, unmatched hospitality, and great value. Right now, enjoy a 3-course dinner in the lounge every night, starting at just $50.
$50. You cannot beat that value these days, and it's only with Chef John Howie at CStarRestaurant.com, CStarRestaurant.com.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Ooh, that face. Quantum Fiber Internet loves that face.
That's Jamila.
Hey, Jamila.
She's thinking outside the box from inside the box.
Quantum Fiber Wi-Fi keeps her meeting game strong. From the back door to the front lawn.
Rushing all of the video calls. Back to back to back video calls.
Quantum Fiber Internet blowing the soxies up all those people in all those boxes. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Additional pods may be needed to achieve Wi-Fi coverage in some locations. Limited availability. Service in select locations only.
We just want to have enough money for retirement.
And travel to visit our grandchildren.
I understand. That's why at Fisher Investments, we start by getting to know each other, so I can learn about your family, lifestyle, goals and needs, allowing us to tailor your portfolio.
What about commission-based products?
We don't sell those. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in your best interest.
So how do your management fees work?
We have a simple management fee based on the value of your portfolio. So we do better when you do better.
We appreciate that kind of transparency.
We also check in with you regularly to keep you up to date on the markets and your portfolio.
Well, what other services do you offer?
As a client, you have access to resources on investing, financial planning, estate planning, Social Security, Medicare, and more.
Wow, sounds like Fisher Investments has everything we need.
At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different. Learn more at FisherInvestments.com.
Investing in securities involves the risk of loss.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit PacificLamp.com.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, you're listening to Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
Lyle, did I convince you that there are not infinite gray areas?
Think so.
I made a little diagram to show Lyle during the break that there are.
Did you enjoy that?
Huh?
Maura, was that a window in what you would imagine some teaching lessons are at the kitchen table at the Salk Wind House? Was that a little window in?
It was intense.
Wasn't it? Like, it just, to me, that was, now I know what Cecily's
But my
looking
kids don't argue stupidly. They don't just like blindly argue a point they don't understand. So we don't need to do that. We just have nice, calm conversations. But when you continue to make a ridiculous argument, it doesn't make any sense.
Oh, like you guys with barrel rate, the numbers are right in front of you, and you're saying no, it's wrong. By the way, that was a hard hit baseball. That's different. It was a hard hit ball. It just wasn't a barrel.
All right. Just didn't get it's a barrel. I get it. All right. So I saw this Dan Graziano piece, Maura, that you sent over yesterday. I had seen it earlier on ESPN.com, and I was like, oh, I missed that. But maybe it's a good thing I did because it seems kind of crazy. The question he asks is, why didn't the Seahawks reward Sam Darnold with a new deal after winning the Super Bowl? I read the headline and was like, I'm not going to read that story because that doesn't make any sense. Why in the world would they do that? First of all, they got a policy. They don't give new deals until you are 1 year out. Like, they just don't do that.
Yeah. You call it policy. I call it precedent.
Sure.
Very similar things, but policies can change. I guess precedents to a degree can as well. But you set the precedent, and you set that because if you open that Pandora's box to X number of players through the years, then what happens with every agent? And still happens. And it's not just Sam Darnold. And I don't even think Sam nor his agent reached out to Seattle. But I know others have. Others on this current roster have, who have multiple years left. And it's like, we just don't do that. And I'm sorry. That's like, remember how mad Russell Wilson and his agent would get about some of these precedents, some of these, hey, this is how we do business, and try to change that, and we're different and we're set apart. Like, no, you're not. You're one of 70. And this is the way we go about doing our business here.
Right. So when I read the headline, I was like, well, I know the answer to that, so I don't really need to keep reading. But then I remembered that I'm not just a regular human, Brock. I'm a radio host. That's what I do for a living. I host this show on the radio. I'm a podcaster. I'm a video YouTuber. I'm a content creator. I'm all of these things. And so I can't just look at this as a silly, sort of something somebody might say from far away. I have to look at this as a conversation starter. Right. And it is. There is a good conversation here. If that wasn't your precedent and you were willing, or if he only had 1 year, well, if he only had 1 year left, there'd be a conversation.
Yep.
But they don't. Would you want the Seahawks to try to work out a new, more expensive deal for Sam Darnold?
No.
Same. Like, why would I want that?
No, I don't think it would be healthy for the player. I don't think it'd be healthy for the team. I don't think it'd be healthy for the cap. I don't think it'd be healthy for everything that you preach. It would just kind of cut you off at the knees. Oh, yeah, that's all fine. Oh, you talk about the 70. Oh, you talk about, hey, this is way, but then the quarterback's going to get treated differently. And you see what happens in places.
But forgetting about that part of it. Okay, so forget about that part. Forget about the precedent part of it, okay? Let's take that part out because that part is obvious, and that's why this is really just a hypothetical conversation that I think is more instructive as to how you feel
let's talk about
Sam Darnold.
You want to talk about Sam?
Because it's really, forget that part. Do you think Sam Darnold deserves $45 million, $50 million a year? Would you pay him 40? Like if it was an open market right now, if Sam was a free agent, would you give him 50
million? Add some context to this. Read some of the other numbers of where his current deal fits. He will be the highest paid player on your team from a salary cap percentage this upcoming season.
All right, so here he's got 2 years left on his contract. He is scheduled to earn $27.5 this year, $35.5 the year after. There are 14 quarterbacks who average more annual salary than Darnold and didn't just win the Super Bowl. This is about the way it goes on from there. It's not that the Seahawks undervalue the quarterback. Darnold's 37.9 cap number is the highest on the team, even if it's only the 8th highest among quarterbacks league-wide. It's that they're determined not to overvalue the position relative to the specific player involved. If the Seahawks had Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Josh Allen, a player who was winning division titles and MVP awards all the time, then sure, they'd be happy to pay top of the market money and figure out the rest. But what the Seahawks have shown since they traded Russ after 21 is that they don't want to pay top of the market quarterback money to a quarterback who isn't a top of the market player.
It's called good business. Yeah, I mean, after this next season, Salk, we'll have this conversation, and we're going to have a whole lot more data points of Sam and where he's at.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's one bit of disgruntlement from Sam Darnold. This isn't right. I'm underpaid. I'm undervalued. All the incentives and all the escalators he hit last year and all the money. Did you see his wedding? He's got plenty of capital. He's doing just fine.
He's doing okay.
Yeah, he's doing just fine.
But Brock, you could say that about every one of these quarterbacks. You could say that about Lamar Jackson. He's out there campaigning for a new deal. So I'm not going to buy that one either.
He's going into the final year of his deal.
All right, but either way, we're almost having this conversation as a precursor. Again, it's hypothetical because we know they're not going to do it right now.
No, I think that there is a part of it. There is a side that would say, hey, he's your guy. You got him. Now take care of him and lock this in so it's not a decision in 9 months. Make this a decision in 3 years and 9 months. And you have the cap space to do it. That would be the conversation, is if you do want to break a little precedent, you could say, hey, listen, we just won the Super Bowl. Right? And it's actually good business for us to take care of that position and take care of it now before the cap rises. I was chatting with an agent yesterday, a pretty esteemed, long-established agent, actually Kirk Cousins' agent, and chatting through where these numbers are going, Salk. And if the new TV deals, so he was just kind of rattling off where this is going as he's put some recent deals together. And he's like, well, in 2029, if the league gets what it wants, the projections for this salary cap are X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
And he kept going through it. And just conservatively, if it grows by this, and then we're going to do this. So he went by 2034. You know what quarterbacks are going to be making per year?
$100 million.
$95 million. Pretty darn close to it.
That's unbelievable.
Just based on the percentage of the cap they have now, and you project that forward and where this cap is going to go at 450 to 480 million in revenue from the TV deals and yada, yada, yada. Like, that's where it's going. So the only argument for this, truly, I think the only argument for this would be if somebody were to say it would be good business to take that asset off the table and know for the next 4 years.
Well, at what, $50 million a year?
Yeah.
It's going to be real hard for me, man. And not just because that's a gigantic number. It's just that, this is what makes the Sam Darnold conversation so interesting, but also a bit divisive. And it's not altogether different from some of the conversations we had about Russell Wilson. It's that he is a great winner in context. He's a great football player in context. But as Graziano makes clear in the article, he's not Mahomes, Lamar, or Josh Allen in their prime, where he is winning you games with not that much around him because of his unbelievable skill set. He's got a good skill set, a very good skill set. Obviously, it's a Super Bowl winning skill set. And I think he's closer to those guys than he is to Brad Johnson or Trent Dilfer or any of the one-offs that kind of accidentally won Super Bowls because they were on great, great teams. I don't think he's that. I really don't.
It's not that.
But he's also not in the other camp at all. He's not. He's not in the Lamar, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen camp. He's not in the Aaron Rodgers camp. And by the way, even when you have those guys, it's really hard to win when you pay them at the top of the market. Even when you have them, and they are those guys, it's hard. How hard would it be to take someone who's not one of those guys and pay him like he is? It's impossible.
You know what would have been a fascinating hypothetical? We got into some of this yesterday and when we were talking, and we'll probably get into it with Passan here in 45 minutes. We were talking about the Rays and just how they're going all in on this style. And like, it's great to have that data point to compare. And, you know what would be a fascinating what if? What if Tom Brady would have taken every last dollar on the cap that he was, quote unquote, entitled to or his peers did? Would he have won 7 Super Bowls?
It's a great question.
there's a huge part of me that would say no. And Tom knew exactly what he was and what he wasn't. Tom Brady was not Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, right? He couldn't run. He didn't have 15 clubs in his bag that he could hit. He had 2 or 3 that won 7 titles because he was brilliant, and he had a tremendous arm, and his processor worked faster than anybody else's. But his physical skill sets, Hulk, his physical God-given skill sets, nowhere near any of those guys. You don't think he knew that? He knew that. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take less because I'm going to surround myself with a little bit more. And if those guys think that they are so gifted, and they are, and they can throw it 80 yards, and they can run a 4.4, and they can run QB Wildcat, and they can run, and great. God bless you. I love competing with you because you're going to have less around you than I've got around me.
It is really interesting some of the different directions quarterbacks specifically have gone in this entire, in this world, right? We talked to Kirk Cousins last week, who, we know went 3 straight years of saying, yeah, just pay me the franchise tag. That's fine. I don't need long-term stability. That's a ton of money on the franchise tag. I'll play for the next deal. Franchise me again. That number keeps on going up. Didn't it go up by like 10% or 25%? It was some crazy number it rises by every year.
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, tag me again. Let's go. I love it. Yep. So, and he's the only one to have done that. Yep. Brady, to my knowledge, is really the only one to have done what he did to sort of say, hey, look, I can make all that money back on the back end by winning a ton. Yep. And I'll take all of the money around me in order to make my money maybe later or in other ways. And I think it's obviously worked out incredibly well. Easier to do when you marry Giselle, not going to lie. That does help.
Also, a lot of people don't talk about, he was doing that TB12 stuff, and a lot of the players were going there, and that actually started to bleed into the divorce that him and Belichick had. So eventually it did cause some issue, but he was making some extra money in other ways. He was
finding a lot of other ways, I'm sure, to make money. I totally get it. But he found, it didn't need to come at the expense of the cap, and that was a long-term play for him that worked.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem like anyone's really followed either of those two paths. Everyone else seems to want to follow the more, and you know what that makes me think, Brock? That it's the agents. That the agents just say, like, no, this is how we're doing it. Because that seems to be the world of the NFL. Like, yeah, I don't care what you think. I'm the agent. This is how we do 25 deals a year because there's only 5 of us, and we negotiate all the deals.
Yeah, but remember, the player is the one paying that agent, and all the players are a little bit different. There are some players that absolutely do that, Salk. Totally hands off. You run the whole show. There are some parents of players that they run the show to this day and age. I was hearing just some of those stories yesterday of like all pro players. And they're like, yeah, mom and dad are going to take care of that. I don't even want to deal with the agent. You're going to talk to mom and dad. And then there's other players, Russell Wilson, that are super hands-on and, try to hide behind their agent, but they're the one pulling all the strings to do that. And you're going to be the bad guy for me and play that role. So I don't know if there's a blanket and just say, the agents totally run all. I think there's some spectrum there, but you're right. Not many have done it like Tom. And I don't know why. There's a little part of me, and maybe I'm totally naive, and maybe I'd be totally wrong on this, but there is a little part of me that believes if there's going to be the next one, it could very well be Sam Darnold. Because I've done it. I've lived a life where I've seen it on the other side. Right? I was a top 5 pick, and I played in terrible organizations. And when I don't have a supporting cast around me, it's not as good. And I just watched this 70 strong win a Super Bowl, and I'd sure like to win another one. And, and quiet all of this narrative. And if I win another one, oh my gosh.
It'll be very interesting to watch. We probably have a year before this conversation really heats up, but there's a little sneak peek of what we'll be talking about a year from now. Let's do some Blue 88.
This is Brock and Salk's Blue 88.
We're going to go red, right, tight, close, sprint left, G, U corner, halfback, flat, on one. Ready?
Brock Heward tackles 3 football questions as only he can.
Blue 88.
Now here's your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
All right, question number 1, Brock. I told you I want to pay Derek Hall, and I'm ready to do it right now. You've been very reticent.
Yes.
Are you coming to the dark side yet?
No. And I'm going to lean into, we had the sound of Peter Schrager. I'm going to lean into a little Mina Kimes sound in that same conversation yesterday from NFL Live. Mina making this point about the supply chain at Edge.
Yeah, and Peter, I'll add, I think it's an especially attractive destination for a defensive lineman in particular, because when you come to Seattle, they're not asking you to play every snap, line up outside the tackle, and get double-digit sacks. They truly rush as a team. They use their depth. All the defensive linemen run a lot of games. Sometimes you'll be asking to drop into coverage to create opportunities and single opportunities, for other pass rushers. And then you get to play with these fantastic defensive tackles, Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams in particular. So I think you saw Lawrence last year have a bit of a renaissance when he came to Seattle. And I think a big part of that was not just his talent, but also his usage under Mike Macdonald. That, to me, has to also be appealing to a player like Dante Fowler, who is nearing the end of his career.
Charles Cross was signed. He was the first of the 3 guys signed in this kind of vintage and age group that Derek Hall's in, because there's just not that many left tackles like Charles Cross on planet Earth. JSN was signed because there's just not that many wide receivers. There's a lot of supply of good wide receivers, but guys with the change of direction, the ball skills, the playmaking ability, the route running, all of it, the mindset that he's got, there's few of those guys, and you reward them. Devin Witherspoon will be next because of all the force multiplication he does within the scheme and in that locker room. Derek Hall and edge from a supply chain standpoint, Salk, whether it's in the draft, and next year's draft going to be very strong, whether it is, I was looking at the free agents for next season, of which right now on paper Derek's one of them. And I want to say there were like 40 edge players, let alone, to Mina's point, the veteran guys out there that are like, oh man, I can keep playing, I can extend my career, and I can win a Super Bowl out there, because it's not just about me, it is about the collective and about that group. So yeah, I'm having the conversation with Derek Hall. I'm not poo-pooing it. I don't think you're wrong on this. I really don't. I think there's a great debate on both sides of it. It's not like the Sam Darnold one with a contract and rip it up again. No, that'd be dumb, because I would break every precedent. I don't think you're wrong in it. I just think where the numbers would be of Derek Hall, looking at his buddy last year and what Boye Mafe did, I just don't think you're going to reach a consensus in the offseason. This summer in particular.
I hope so. I hope they do. I would like to see Derek Hall here long term, and I think that's a yes and. Have Derek Hall and bring in some of those other guys around him, because, as you said, the supply is going to be great. Cool. You're going to need it probably 3 more in addition to Derek Hall after this season. Question number 2. I saw the Major League
NFL.
Baseball. I know. The Major League Baseball Players Union met yesterday with the league. We'll ask Jeff Passan about that at 8:30. In the meantime, the NFLPA Executive Director J.C. Treader is pushing for these grass fields that they're bringing in for the World Cup, Brock, to be there for the NFL.
Yes.
What do you think?
Rare times, I think the NFL and the NFLPA says, let's do it like FIFA. Look at FIFA. Look at
I
their
think what they're
fields.
saying is, if you're capable of doing it for FIFA, why not for us?
Why can't we be FIFA? Why can't we have the grass fields that they have? Well, I would say, JC, if all the football games in Seattle, Chicago, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, and across the country were played in June and July, we could make that happen. You want that grass field? Those conditions? Do you think we can get that in Lumen Field in December? You think it's going to look like that on Lake Erie in November? You think Chicago and Soldier Field, we can? You can't engineer it enough. You can't spend enough. I'm sorry, the conditions and the weather and the sea level and all of it. It just, it's just not. You're not going to be FIFA in the summertime. I'm sorry.
Oh, so you got to do it for 18 weeks, not for
and
like
get
2.
played on. Yeah, and oh, by the way, like when they hit the ground, the stretcher doesn't come out and they blow fake ice on them. Like, no, they tear the living daylights out of the field and try to put it back together.
Right, they play like an actual sport where you play hard and not jog around for
I think
an
I'd
hour
be
and a half.
different than my peers on this. Did I love, like, if you were to say, hey, favorite field you ever played on in your life? I can still picture running out to it, Saul. Arizona State, my last year, when Dane Looker set the single-season UW receiving catch record. I think he had 13 catches in that game. Running onto that field, they had just played the Super Bowl on that grass. Nothing had been played on it in the 6 months. I'm like, this is heaven. This is Field of Dreams stuff right here. Like, this is amazing. But you can't do that week in and week out. And if I played on that same field in November, and I know they're like, well, spend all the money in the world on it, right? Spend all the assets you have, all the resources, all the commitment. Owners can make that field look like that each and every week. have my reservations.
Yeah, I don't know if they can. It's funny. I just feel like I've lived long enough to remember when everybody was complaining about grass fields and saying the NFL was an embarrassment for using the grass. Now they're complaining about the turf. There's only so many options out there.
Field turf. Field turf's
seems pretty good.
Yes.
All right, question number 3. Full schedule release coming out tomorrow, Brock. What are you going to be looking at as soon as it does for the Seahawks?
I'll give you 3 factors, 3 or 4 factors I'm looking at here. When are you going to play Kansas City? So you're not going to play them in the opener. We know that now. Are you going to play them in September when Mahomes is still coming back from that injury? And we'll see. They're saying he's ahead of schedule. He may start week 1. I'd like to see, I think, Patrick Mahomes earlier in the year than I would later in the year. That's number 1. That's going to be a home game. Number 2, only 3 East Coast trips.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and looked, Salk. Let's see. There were 6 East Coast trips in 2025. And they did unbelievably well, if you remember. The home road in 25, the road was much kinder than the home schedule was that year. So this has not been – Mike McDonald's carried over the Pete Carroll success in the East Coast time zone, but only 3. So how are those staggered? Are they back-to-back? Are they sprinkled in throughout the season? One of those could be Washington in London. I think there's some expectation of that, but only 3 East Coast trips. How are those sprinkled in? And if there is an international game, to be honest, I would much rather play San Francisco in Mexico City.
The full international slate is out now. There is not one for this.
Oh, interesting. So they're not going to London?
No.
Oh, so you did Hard Knocks, but no international game. Okay, I kind of dig that. And then lastly, last year was the first year in 3 years that they did not do that. Play a conference foe or division foe twice in 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
They had that twice with Arizona
right.
and once sprinkled in with San Francisco. I don't like that. I don't want to see any part of that. Maybe Arizona, I guess. Okay, whatever. Come on, man. We got 17 games. Can't you figure out a way in your algorithms to not have to play a division foe twice in 3 weeks? You're not going to do it with San Francisco and LA. There's no chance of that. They're too good. But even with Arizona, I'm not a big fan or proponent of that.
That makes sense. There you go. That is today's Blue 88. And all right, full schedule coming out tomorrow. Brock, let me switch gears, go back to some baseball conversation here before Jeff Passan joins us at 8:30. Talking to Harold Reynolds yesterday, like he told some stories that were great, but one of them made me really think, and it just, I felt like it came even more true last night. It's next on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Seattle, last chance to get in the game. Life Surge is coming May 16th, and this is your shot to be there and meet Russell Wilson with a purchase of a VIP reserve ticket. Plus, hear from an elite lineup, Tim Tebow, Robert Herjavec, Sage Steele, and more. This is your opportunity to be equipped to make kingdom impact in your life and business. If you're ready to level up, this is where you show up. Angel of the Winds Arena, Saturday, May 16th. Get your tickets now at lifesurge.com.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, it grow fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Hey, baseball fans, Rick Riz here. I'm excited to introduce you to my good friend Keith Dashafee, owner of Pella Windows and Doors of Western Washington. Keith?
Thanks, Rick. Improve your play with 40% off installation or 0% financing for 60 months with equal payments. And we're giving back with 2 $5,000 scholarships for our local youth sports teams. Upgrade your home today at PellaPNW.com.
That's fantastic, Keith. Don't wait. Schedule your free appointment today at PellaPNW.com.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Stacy here for ARC, a fully electric boat that feels like a luxury EV. ARC boats are easy to operate with significantly less maintenance and service. Book a demo just like I did. They'll pick you up if you can't make it to Kirkland. Go to arcboats.com/demo. That's arcboats.com/demo.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to Markdowns for Miles at AutoZone.
Got any markdowns on oil?
We've got many markdowns on oil.
How about on that new STP Any Mileage?
You'll save $5 when you buy 5 quarts of STP Any Mileage with an oil filter and get up to 5,000 miles of protection.
Heck of a markdown for quite a lot of miles.
At AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is the time for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Get in the freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
I don't read the internet, guys.
Take the bull by the hand.
And Brooke, you are. And Brooke, you are.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
Hey, Salky.
Yes.
You want a real quick trivia football question?
Very
Get to
quick.
baseball.
Yes.
Very quick. Sent to me yesterday by my esteemed producer, Bo Garrett. What was the last school that had 5 quarterbacks start NFL games in the same season? One of those quarterbacks is in the Hall of Fame. Another started a Super Bowl. A third started an AFC Championship game, and the remaining 2 are brothers. Can you name the university?
Is it the University of Washington?
Woo! You're
wow.
so smart.
Wow.
God,
What a
so
guess.
smart.
How did I ever?
Who was a Hall of Famer?
So what, this is all in one weekend?
All in UW. All UW. Yep. It was all in one weekend.
Warren Moon?
Yep. Who started an AFC Championship game?
Mark Brunell.
And who started the Super Bowl? Chris Chandler.
I always forget that Chris Chandler went to UW.
There you go.
I always forget about that
A little
one.
football trivia.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll do that
The other
night.
ones I knew, but Chris Chandler, that one would have got me. All right.
there you go.
Story time real quick with Harold Reynolds yesterday. He was telling a bunch of cool stuff about Reggie Jackson and Dick Williams. If you get a chance, go back and listen to it. It's pretty funny. It's all up at the Seattle Sports app or on our YouTube page. But this story about Harold Baines kind of, I don't know, it spoke to me a little bit, and I was thinking about it later.
I played a season with Harold Baines in Baltimore, and he started off just awful. And he would come back to the dugout after he made it out, and he'd just take his batting gloves off, finger by finger, and he's as calm as can be. And he'd go, "I'll get him." And I'm like, "How do you stay so calm?" And I'm lining out, and I'm slamming my helmet. and he's just calm as can be because he had a 600 at-bat perspective. And when you understand that and you get that, then these little offers don't kill you quite as much.
So I heard that yesterday, and obviously we've heard stories like that before, right? These are all-time greats, and they're essentially just chilling during games. They're barely reacting to failure. Harold Baines was a fantastic hitter. Did he ever end up going into the Hall of Fame? I don't think so.
He did, but it's a little...
He's like the iffy Hall of Famer. I knew he was right on the verge.
28 career wins.
Right. But he's a really good player and a really good hitter for a long time. Some of that gets taken away because he DH'd and stuff, but he's a great hitter. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'll get him. Whatever. I'm in a slump. Fine. No big deal. And it just kind of got me thinking, and because I was texting with Stacy last night. She's like, what's going on with Cal? And we're talking about it. And I'm like, yeah. He could have 5 hits in the next 4 games. Like he could have 5 home runs in the next 4 games. Like this game is just so unpredictable. So it spurred a couple questions. Number one for you, Brock, because I know you love this.
Okay.
Do you need to be competitive to be a great baseball player? Not can you be competitive. Do you need to be incredibly competitive to be a great baseball player?
While Brock thinks about this, let me just throw this out there. Anthony Rendon.
Well, he was not a great baseball player.
No, yeah, he was. He
I
was
guess
very
for a
good.
year.
And he was really good throughout his time in Washington. Got the huge contract and then mailed it in.
That's fair. I don't know whether that's quite what I'm looking for.
I know, and that's where I think a lot of my mind goes.
Yeah.
Was Harold Baines like that his rookie year? Was Harold Baines like that his year 5? Was Harold Baines like that?
Probably
before
not.
He had security and generational
Probably
security?
not. And you heard Harold. The reason that story
Probably
came
not.
up is he was talking about veterans and clubhouses
That's
and how
right.
important it is to have that perspective.
That's right.
But by the way, I'm not sitting here saying you don't need to be competitive. I'm just sort of curious. It made me think, like, do you need to have that Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, like unbelievable competitiveness to be great at this game?
Or does actually a very neutral heart rate benefit you in this sport? So measuring competitiveness in the very context of that and the way you frame that question is very difficult to do.
I know it is. That's why I kind of like the question. I think the answer is you probably do. You probably do need to be very competitive, but it doesn't need to be outwardly competitive. You've got to have some sort of competitive fire. You have to enjoy competing. You have to enjoy the battle against the pitcher and trying to figure out how to beat them. And by the way, I think pitchers have to be competitive. I think it's really hard to pitch if you don't have some level of competitive fire, even if you mask it out there on the mound. But it's at least worth asking. Like,
it is.
Could you be successful without that?
I think the 2 attributes you would need and do need, and I think all of these guys, if you measure them across baseball, there is some level of discipline, and that varies player to player, but there is some level. And then you also have got to want to get the most out of what you are. It'd be very hard to get to this level and just like, yeah, whatever, just show up. You got to. And
you know what's so funny, though, is like there are guys who are like that. They do work hard. The best example I would give you of a guy that I was around a little bit, barely, I was just at the very, very end with him, but I heard a lot of stories, was Keith Folk. Remember the name Keith Folk? Closer for Oakland and the White Sox and ultimately for the Red Sox, where he was the closer for the 2004 championship team that broke the curse. Didn't really like baseball. Didn't like it. Loved hockey. Kept a hockey stick in his locker. Loved hockey. If you wanted to talk hockey with him, he would talk to you for hours. Baseball, no thanks. Not interested. Don't really like it. Just didn't really like baseball.
Right.
He's really good at it. Had a nasty changeup. I mean, unbelievable. Like, you couldn't hit it.
Yeah.
And he would just throw 2 pitches, fastball, changeup. By the way, when they won that World Series, he was throwing like a 92, maybe. He was like maxing out his fastball like 92. It was like an 89 to 92 mile an hour fastball, but with a devastating changeup. It was not unlike Trevor Hoffman at the end. Didn't really like baseball.
Right.
Now, he was probably competitive, right? Because he had to go out on the mound, and he obviously worked hard and worked at his craft.
Yeah, baseball is such a fascinating
But he didn't love it
in this way.
He didn't love baseball.
And then you have so many fans that just react to every pitch and every at-bat so emotionally. Not every one of them. And the Grasfather tried to teach us, tried to have us settle down, to take the long game and slow down. You move too fast and have some patience with this game. But, the youngins, especially the Lyles, like, no, man, every single pitch and every at-bat is life and death, right? And you only get 4 of them a game. And you better have that kind of passion. And I know it's 600 over the course of 162, but man, every one of those is.
It's why I the third question, one of the questions I posed here in our email is this why baseball feels so different from all the other sports and why it has maybe the biggest disconnect with its fans? And I think that the biggest disconnect between players and fans does seem to occur in baseball. There are ups and downs for players in all sports, obviously. Football players have good games and bad games, same with basketball and hockey. And basketball, of those 3, is probably the closest to baseball because of, you shoot and maybe it goes in, maybe it doesn't. And you're going to go through slumps where it's not going in, and you're going to go through streaks where it's going in every time. So there's a little similarity there. But if you're not hitting your 3, there's other things you can do in a basketball game. Baseball is much more like golf.
Much more like
good
golf.
Players aren't always good.
Yeah,
bad players are really good sometimes. And that just doesn't really happen in other sports very much.
Yeah, basketball, football, hockey, effort, right? Just how hard do you play?
Yeah.
How much are you sweating? How much are you exerting? Okay, the shot doesn't fall, but you're playing unbelievable defense, and you're rebounding, and you're compensating, and, you're relentless in that way. Hockey, all energy, all gas, no breaks. Football, right? You're just laying it on the line. You're sacrificing. You're playing through contact. You're running. You're hitting. Yeah, baseball's much more of a skill set.
It's much more like golf.
It's much more.
What's going wrong? Is it your head? Is it your, is it your mechanics? Is it something physical that's bothering you? Like it is so thoroughly different. In some ways it is. I know people get annoyed when baseball players or especially baseball media talks about it as like a thinking man's game, but there is more of a chess element to it than a football or hockey element to it. It's such a strange game. It really is. And I was really thinking about it last night as Cal finishes going 0 for 38 by stinging 2 singles. And there are a couple other hard hit balls in there, but not many. I mean, for the most part, he really just looked awful for the course of a week and a half. Yep. And then he comes back and just, looks totally great last night, just like Cal, other than the fact that he didn't hit a home run, which will probably come tonight. It's just did something change? Did something go differently?
Try harder.
I was thinking the last time they saw the Astros, what's their right fielder's name?
Cam Smith.
Cam Smith. The last time the Mariners saw the Astros, it's like, dude, this guy's going to be a problem. Cam Smith looks unbelievable. Like, this guy is going to be a breakout star. You see him again 3 weeks later, he couldn't hit water if he fell out of a boat. He's awful. He can't hit. How do you make sense of that? Do you see, like, Kirk Cousins one week and think he's unbelievable, and the next week be like, oh, he's terrible? It just doesn't happen.
Guerrero? We watched Vlad Guerrero last year in the ALCS.
Nonsensical. It's nonsensical.
He hit everything and anything.
I know. How about Tatis? He didn't have a home run. Like, what is it? The whole thing, man, is so confusing. And I think that's why we do obsess over the stats. It's why people have for generations been obsessed with trying to figure this game out. Because it's such a mystery, because it's so different from all the others. And while I know it can be incredibly frustrating at times, it's also what makes it great.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle Sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Brock Ewart here for my pals down there at People Come First, PCF Construction Group. And if you have been dreaming of a new deck, then you got to call PCF before the good weather fully arrives after the 4th of July, and their schedule is totally filled up. You see, with that new deck, patio cover, heater, and fireplace, it doesn't matter what the weather throws at you. A little bit of rain this weekend, who cares? I get to enjoy the outdoors. And for a limited time, you get 50% off your demo costs right now. 50% off your demolition costs up to $5,000 when you book your project with PCF. Contact People Come First Construction Group for all the details. They designed and built our outdoor living space, and we truly loved it. Start planning and designing your dream deck now so you're ready to build this summer. The planning, the permitting, the construction can take a little bit of time, so go get that whole process started today. Get project ideas, browse the photos, and find all those offer details at pcfgroup.com. That's pcfgroup.com.
Summer starts at Toyota of Renton and Toyota of Kirkland. Adventure in the 26 Tacoma TRD Sport, leasing at $399 a month with $1,000 TFS cash. Earn $3,000 in customer cash on the Tundra, leasing at $469 a month, and the 4Runner at $369 a month. All leases, 36 months, $39.99 due at signing. Whether you're in the north or the south, they got you covered. Visit ToyotaRenton.com and ToyotaofKirkland.com. Offers valid through June 1st, 2026 on approved credit through TFS. Excludes taxes, titles, license, dealer accessories, and $200 negotiable dealer documentation fee.
Underestimating the trucking industry is one of the biggest mistakes I see victims and other lawyers make. Trucking companies have an army of lawyers and experts who act quickly after an accident to protect the company. Only an experienced trucking accident lawyer can navigate the complicated federal and state laws to protect your rights. If you or a loved one has been injured in a trucking accident, call Davis Law Group today for a free consultation or get my free book on trucking accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Thinking about upgrading your water heater? Snohomish PUD can help. Right now, you can get $1,000 back when you install a qualifying heat pump water heater. These systems use far less energy than standard electric tanks, which means lower electric bills for you.
Oh, nice.
Choose an eligible model, apply for your rebate within 90 days, and get cash back from PUD. Learn more at snowpud.com/rebates.
There's not one car deal that is worth ruining an experience for a customer. That just is really what is instilled.
The Johnson Auto Family, the LJ way.
Hello, my friends. It's DeGraws here, encouraging you to golf local. Our region is blessed with a ton of golf that isn't very expensive and can accommodate all types of skill levels. Check out the premier courses at Bellevue, Bill Wright, Cedar Crest, Interbay, Jackson Park, Lake Padden, Legion Memorial, Linwood, or Walter Hall. You know, wherever you are in Western Washington, you're not far from a premier course. Why not book a tee time online or play Top Tracer at the range at Interbay, Bill Wright, and Jackson Park? So what are you waiting for? Play the courses. Play Premier.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Workdays can be unpredictable, but your workwear shouldn't be. With the Cintas Apparel Plus program, you'll have freshly laundered garments for everyone on your team delivered every week. Cintas has workwear for just about any job imaginable, with high-performance fabrics and an uncompromising fit that stretches and moves with you. Don't leave looking and feeling good to chance. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
And Doug.
There's nowhere I wouldn't go to help someone customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual, even if it means sitting front row at a comedy show.
Hey, everyone, check out this guy and his bird. What is this, your first date?
Oh, no. We help people customize and save on car insurance with Liberty Mutual together. We're married. Me to a human, him to a bird.
Yeah, the bird looks out of your league anyways.
Get a quote at libertymutual.com
or with your local agent.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Olympic Hot Tub has more ways than ever to achieve total wellness at home. Immerse yourself in a saltwater hot spring spa and let jets melt stress away. Enjoy a refreshing swim in an endless pool swim spa. Retreat to healing warmth and detox in a Tilo sauna. Then awaken mind and body with a cold plunge. You'll be saying, ah, in no time. Your path to wellness starts today at Olympic Hot Tub. Current specials with exciting savings at OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
Well, you need to know that playing the Astros is really good for the Mariners. It allows them to just kind of shed whatever might be bothering them. Any issues with hitting, taken care of by getting to feast on Houston pitching. Dom Canzone.
Bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Swung on, blasted, right field. It is high, it is deep, it is gone! Grand slam, Dom Canzone, the first of his career. He has broken this open. It is 6-2 in Houston. Dom Canzone with a wallop.
Not a barrel necessarily, but hit very hard, I guess.
No, it was only 25%.
25
degrees.
26.
26.
That would be degrees.
It's pretty sad. Wasn't a barrel.
Yeah, not a barrel.
Not a barrel. Not a barrel, but it still counts for 4 runs, shockingly. I'm surprised they only give him 3. Hey, it's not a barrel. We're only giving you 3. Plus, it came off Imai, so we're only going to give you 2. We're just going to discount the number of RBI you get there.
Does it feel like we've kind of owned the trades with the Arizona Diamondbacks? Think of the Dom Canzone. Obviously, the value you got out of Gino last year, the value you got from Naylor, the relationship that was forged to then create a long-term deal. Has anybody worked out in Arizona? Seawald was pretty good for them in that run, I guess.
I mean, I think Marte.
Yeah. That one was
that's
pretty
way
even.
back when. I'm talking in the recent vintage here, the last 3-4 years.
Right, I'm sorry, I didn't get the clarification on that. I didn't get the clarification memo.
I think the Cattell trade ended up being pretty even, to be honest.
Pretty even. They got the best player in the deal.
For sure. But it's just that you turned Segura into Crawford. Gene and Haniger made a couple All-Star games.
I know. Yeah, it's there's a good case to be made on both sides of that one. Anyway, Brian Wu, not great, but definitely good enough. Mariners get back to 1 game under 500, back to 1 game up behind the A's. 2 more to play in Houston. It'll be Bryce Miller making the season debut tonight against Lance McCullers.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
According to Bryce, he feels great. In fact, he feels as healthy as he's been.
Yeah, I feel great. Obliques fully gone, 100%. Elbow, arm, shoulder, everything's felt great. So, yeah, Velo's been great all year. I don't think had a single fastball lower than last year's average. So, see how long we can keep that up. But, yeah, we'll come out firing and have some fun.
Velo's not everything, but for Bryce last year, it was the thing that was missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it was kind of the result of the process, right? For him, especially. And when that elbow just didn't feel right, that was the result. And then eventually they finally found the right shot, the right gel, the right whatever to overcome that. Seemingly not been an issue. As he said, he doesn't even feel the ab anymore. So, I mean, it's just gone.
Just gone.
The ab just
disappeared. A lot of people concerned that Bryce Miller no longer has an ab.
Yeah.
I think he has one. He still has an oblique. It's just not hurting anymore, which is obviously a good thing. They asked him, hey, a little more excited to get out there given, the end of the year last year?
Yeah, last year obviously didn't go as I had planned or envisioned the season, but finished strong postseason. I felt great, and just carry that momentum. The original plan was to carry it to spring training, but now we're here. Now it's time to pick up where we left off and just go out and compete and have fun now that we're healthy, it's a lot more fun to pitch feeling good than with nagging issues. So I'm glad we're past all that.
Going now that we're healthy?
Oh, yeah,
I like that. Now that we're healthy.
What do you think? 75, 80 pitches tonight?
That sounds about right. Yeah. I mean, they could be up 25-0 at that point. Who the heck knows? I mean, this Astros team's got some real problems. They were what Cal Raleigh needed as well, as he finally broke out of his slump with a single last night. He ended up adding another one. The clubhouse went nuts. The locker room, or the bullpen. The heck is it?
The dugout.
The dugout. Thank you. The dugout went crazy. My God.
How about Naylor giving him a ball?
It wasn't the ball. He just made it up. He just grabbed any ball.
You said I'll probably keep it anyways.
I was kind of just like rolling my eyes because I knew everybody was going to be making a big deal about it. So, but yeah, it felt good to barrel one up. So.
Oh, I didn't barrel it.
Not a barrel. Somebody should tell him it wasn't
barrels.
a barrel.
Cal, stop talking barrels.
Cal,
you guys don't even know.
It's not a barrel.
You don't even know what a barrel is.
Are you going to get on him for calling that a barrel?
It's fine.
Next time you go to the park, I want you to walk up to Cal and say, hey, you know that single that you hit to break the slump? The one you said you barreled? Not a barrel. Go check your Savant page. Are we arguing too much, Maura?
I don't know.
Is it too much?
It's not a barrel.
Here's the third thing
Jeff
you
Passan
need to
knows
know.
what a barrel is?
Jeff?
I think Jeff Passan knows that baseball savant characterizes a barrel.
Good question.
Is only that ball that's hit over 100 miles an hour
Really
with a
good question.
26-degree
That's
launch
a really
angle.
good question. You know what? Let's end the need to know now so that we can make sure we have enough time to ask Jeff that. And we got about a million other things as well. We do that quarter past every hour, of course, here on the Brock and Salk Show. Yes, we'll talk Cal, Julio's start, Bryce Miller's return, the six-man piggyback, all of it with Jeff Passan next on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcast.
Holy smokes, what a play.
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Hey, it's Mike Salk here. Maybe you're one of those folks who've been thinking about GLP-1 injections for weight loss, huh? Is that you? Well, before you start, ask yourself this. Are you ready to spend $3,000, maybe $5,000 a year and stay on that medication long-term just to maintain? Yeah, many prescription weight loss injections require weekly shots. And when you stop taking the medicine, you start regaining the weight. And most people don't realize the research shows a significant portion of the weight that you did lose can come from muscle. Well, now you're slowing your metabolism, and that makes keeping the weight off even harder. So that's why I recommend Eastside Weight Loss Clinic. Totally different approach, doctor-developed program. It helps men and women lose 20 to 30 pounds in just 60 days. No injections, no synthetic hormones, no long-term dependence. It's just real food that you're using to reset your metabolism, controlling hunger and cravings naturally, and then helping your body burn fat, not muscle. You can come to the clinic in Kirkland. You can do the program from your house. They got great remote options. Schedule your free phone consult right now online at eastsideweightlossclinic.com. Dr. Ryan Coogan, D.C. Results may vary.
In 2026, Bay Alarm celebrates 80 years of security. For the Puget Sound, that means local service including burglar and fire alarm systems, 24/7 in-house monitoring, and custom security designed to work with business operations. Bay Alarm has real people rooted in your community looking out for your business. After 8 decades and 3 generations of family ownership, our promise is still the same. We got you. Learn more at bayalarm.com.
This is Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones Divorce for Men. As a family law attorney, I know firsthand the challenges and obstacles men face in divorce and custody matters. Our firm is committed to protecting what matters most, and we're on your team. Find us at goldbergjones.com.
This baseball season, Home Comfort Alliance is changing the game. John Curley here.
Get the price of a new heating and AC system in just 60 seconds on your phone with no pressure, no waiting. Just a few questions and you get a winning personalized price. That's a home run. And if your system is over 12 years old, it could be costing you up to 20% more or could soon fail. Score a personalized price for a new system in 60 seconds at HomeComfortAlliance.com. Call the comfort people. Home Comfort Alliance.
Start having fun. Caesar Sportsbook at Muckleshoot Casino Resort is your #1 place to eat, drink, watch, and have fun. Keep up with your favorite sports anywhere and everywhere on property with the mobile app. Visit MuckleshootCasino.com today. Scan the QR code and let the play begin.
Muckleshoot.
Windows are our home's top target for break-ins. At Lake Washington Windows and Doors, we offer added security with our exclusive 3-layer security glass protection. Combined with our lifetime warranty, you'll have lifetime peace of mind. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust.
Have a troublesome tree in need of removal? P&D Tree Service is up to the task. Local experts in tree removal for residential and commercial. If it's 1 tree or 15 trees, close quarters or land clearing, call P&D Tree. They'll get the job done safely and quickly, turning multi-day jobs into a few hours, saving you time and money. They'll clear trees away from homes to help you save on home insurance. They specialize in large tree removal. Ever see a tree removed by crane? PNDTreeService.com.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Yay to Bruce, the streaming king.
With quantum fiber internet, he's gonna binge.
He wants more, he's got to have more.
More bedtime true crime.
More podcasts in the shower.
Quantum fiber Wi-Fi has the power. More. Fast internet speed.
He's got the gigs to go big, bring him the game.
Right now.
And his royal we.
More sports non-stop. His quantum fiber's on top. Yay to you.
Switch today at quantumfiber.com. Limited availability, service, and speed in select locations only.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Shut up, Salk. It's Brock and Salk's weekly chat with ESPN senior baseball writer Jeff Passan.
Man, when you have a talent like him.
Brought to you by your Western Washington Toyota dealers.
I see this being the beginning of the best run in the history of this franchise.
On Seattle Sports and Seattle Sports on YouTube.
All right, a day late, but not a dollar short. Jeff Passan with us this morning. Hi, Jeffrey. Good morning.
Good morning, Michael. I hear you're a little fired up.
Well, I just watched that Imai guy last night. He's awful. That's one of the worst. I just said if I had to watch that every 5 days on my team, I might quit watching baseball. That's just the exact type of pitcher I cannot stand watching. And if he had existed...
You have seen so much bad baseball, and the hill you're dying on is Tatsuya Imai?
Well, he reminds me of a bunch of other pitchers I've watched like that. It's not just him. It's just that like nibbling, scared, game sped up, don't watch any of the other, like can't control the running game, won't throw a strike, looks miserable on the mound. If there wasn't a pitch clock, he would have gone 45 seconds between pitches. Guys like that are just death to me. I can't stand watching them.
What's incredible is how good he was in Japan. And it just goes to show you the transition that Japanese players make coming to the United States, especially the particularly successful ones. And at the top of the list, obviously, Shohei Ohtani. It's kind of incredible. And it gives you a great appreciation when you see a guy who's struggling for those who don't. And it's why, like, the quality of malleability is so important in any professional athlete, but I think particularly one who's trying to make a leap that for a lot of guys, they make look easier than it actually is. And I have a greater appreciation for the Ohtanis and for the Ichiros and for the guys who come over here and look at it like it's the same game. You know, maybe the players are a little bit better, but at the end of the day, I get to control myself. And Imai, I think, his attitude ever since he's come over here has been, this is different, it's uncomfortable, and I don't like discomfort. And that's it's the kind of attitude you can't have if you're going to wind up being successful.
It is interesting that you can almost kind of divide a lot of, especially the Japanese pitchers, into two categories, because it's not been all the guys like this. You've got the Yu Darvishes and the
Masahiro Tanaka.
Right, I mean, these guys are awesome. And then I would put him in the category, not that Daisuke wasn't good, because he had some moments, but he had a lot of the same problems, nibbling and uncomfortable and kind of scared. I think that the guy we had here for a while, the lefty, Kikuchi, Yusei Kikuchi, I would put in the same category. Remember at the end, Kikuchi was like, yeah, I don't care if they play me or not. Like, whatever. I'm kind of afraid to go back out there anyway. You're like, what? Like, and there have been others, non-Japanese guys with the same attitude. It's not unique there, but it just isn't. No. I don't know. I just find that style of pitching very hard to watch.
Well, the pitch clock has spoiled us all, right? Yeah. Like we're used to a certain level of pace in the game, and when somebody who has, I don't want to call it old school because the old school is the pace that we have right now. But when somebody comes around and it's more of like a 2010s type of pace where, you're just, for lack of a better term, you're just waiting. And it's not great. It reminds me when I watch a guy like that, Mike, just how far baseball has come since the implementation of the pitch clock.
That's a really good point.
I mean, I don't know that we appreciate just how fundamental a change that was and just how difficult it was to land. Like when you make a change that big in a game, you run the risk of untold unintended consequences. And the idea that, this landed as smoothly as it did and years later is still running with that same level of smoothness. I mean, thank goodness.
That's a good point.
Jeffrey, how concerned were you that after doing your podcast, Cal went on a 0-for-38 slump?
Tarek Skubal, episode 1, surgery. Cal Rowley, episode 2, 0-for-38. Episode 3, Blue Jays, John Schneider, not off to a great start. And yet we have discussed, is there a curse? Yeah. And we have come to the conclusion that Paul Skeens is our saving grace. Because Paul Skeens has been unbelievable, and he was in episode 1 too. So
you just had elbow. You didn't see the news this morning that Rosenthal broke that he's got some loose bodies in his elbow. He too is out for
That's
the year.
not true.
Don't, Brock. That's
nice.
really not nice.
No,
you're the nice one of you
I am
two.
the nice one. I'm sorry. That's my.
Sorry, I've infected Brock.
Sorry.
You really have.
I've infected him over 17 years.
Poisonous serum have you injected into him?
No, I've been an instigator.
Well, and people, Morris said that I was fired up and mad about Imai. I'm not. I'm happy. I'm happy I don't have to watch that. I'm happy that the Mariners' 6 starters, none of them look like that. I mean, Castillo's had his problems, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't do that. He doesn't nibble. He's not afraid. The Mariners have really made a point we're going to go right after you. Brian Wu goes right after you. Bryce Miller's going to come back tonight and go right after you. I love the way they pitch.
It's kind of fun that we had like one of the quickest working pitchers in the big leagues last night against Imai in Brian Wu. Somebody who he gets the ball, he hears the signal, he fires. It is efficient. It is to the point. It is a joy. I've said this on the show before. I love watching Brian Wu pitch. I really do. The delivery is so clean, and he's so purposeful with how he goes about what he's trying to do that it's a joy.
Have you talked to
joy.
him? Have you spent any time around him? Because I'm fascinated by how into mental skills he seems to be. He doesn't always want to talk about it, but he'd probably be you'd be a good person to draw some of that out of him, because he mentions something about the mental part of the game after almost every single start, good or bad.
I just like that he's cognizant of it, right? Because pitching, as much as anything in sports, I think is a mentally taxing exercise. And it was funny because I maybe personally tend to overweight that when I'm looking at difficulty of task and endeavor. And in episode 1 of the podcast, I said to Paul Skeens and Tarek Skubal, I think pitching is the most difficult thing to do in sports. And they laughed at me, and both of them were like, yeah, we would rather pitch than hit. Like, hitting is way harder than pitching. But as I thought about it more, the physical act of hitting, yes, I agree. It is more difficult when you're on the defense. Even though it's the offensive side of the game, you are on the defense from the beginning because the pitcher has the ball. The pitcher has the control. You're reacting. You're not initiating. And yet, to me, pitching is a more mentally difficult exercise because of the necessity to be perfect on just about every throw that you make, and the knowledge that you could throw 99 excellent pitches where you've executed to the highest degree of capability, and all it takes is one of them being a bloop, and then you miss one, and that gets knocked out. And that's 2 runs right there. And it's that ever-present threat of things just going off the rails that, as a pitcher, I find it incredible that they the closest thing I can equate it to is a goalie, either in hockey or soccer. Like, you have to be on all the time because one mistake could be the difference between you winning and losing.
Jeffrey, what's going on in the American League and the American League West in particular?
Well, the American League West and the American League Central are in a battle of suctitude. And right now, I would suggest that the American League West is winning or losing, if you will, just because the Astros stink. The Angels stink. They're 2 of the 5 worst, maybe 2 of the 3 worst teams in baseball right now. Like, they are not good. So it's a 3-team race. And those 3 teams right now are separated by a game and a half. I have not wavered on my pick for the Mariners to win that division. I'm a little squishier.
Jeffrey, he said he was squishy, and then it sounded like he fell into a hole.
Oh,
that sounded bad. He got sucked into a black hole, I think.
Swallowed.
Yeah.
Oh, you want suctitude?
Yeah. Here you go. Suck you up into the galaxy. See you later, Jeffrey. You've been sucked in by the black hole. Bye-bye.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. It's like he went through some sort of a portal.
It's like he was at the dental office when that thing goes in to just suck out the saliva. Okay,
That thing?
That thing.
That thing. That's where Jeff is. He got sucked up into that thing, and now we're never going to be able to find him again.
Yeah, he was about ready to pronounce the Mariners. Right?
Yeah.
It's still
all right. We've got Jeff, but he's escaped from the black hole. Hi, Jeffrey.
You at the dentist?
I'm sorry. I traveled through time. I saw things I shouldn't see, and I'm a little scared now.
Who won the World Series?
I don't know where you lost me, but I was yapping on for quite a bit of time there, and What was it? Had I even talked about where my American League rankings are at this point?
You just said that you were stuck with the Mariners, I think is what you were saying.
Yeah, I believe in them still. And I look at the Yankees as being the best team in the American League right now. But if you ask me who's number 2, even though their record is under 500, I would say it's still the Mariners. And that's as much to do with the American League as a whole as it is with the Mariners. But I'm waiting for them to get over 500 and go on one of those runs. They just need to be consistent. And these winning streaks, like they can stretch it to 3 games tonight. They need to stack 2 and 3 and 4 winning streaks, and not contrast those with 2 and 3 and 4 game losing streaks like they've been doing.
Aren't the Rays 15 games above 500? I mean, you kind of ticked off Mariners fans some years ago when you called them spoiled, and you've long been forgiven for that. I mean, if there's a Rays fan out here in the Pacific Northwest, he had to spit his coffee out. The Tampa Bay Rays are 15 games over 500, Passan. You're telling me that they're not a better team and playing better baseball than the Seattle Mariners right now?
They are playing better baseball than the Seattle Mariners right now, but that does not necessarily make them a better team. We are at the quarter pole of the season right now, Brock. I would suggest by the time we are at the 3/4 pole, the Mariners will have a better record than the Rays.
You think the Rays are going to we'll get back to the Rays. You want a coffee bet on that? You want to put a little coffee bet on that one?
I'd put a coffee bet on that one, sure.
Okay.
Brock, you betting against the Mariners?
No, I just don't.
You're just betting on the Rays. Brock loves the bunting, so he's pretty excited about what the Rays are doing. Lyle hates it. He thinks the Rays will end up burning in hell for bunting.
The conviction, the Rays, they just happened to be on the other night, and I watched almost the whole game against the Red Sox on a Thursday night. I was like, you know what? These guys just play the game like so hard, so attention to detail, maximize everything they've got. And they seem to do it on a nightly basis, and they've seemed to do it under that manager for a long, long time. And there's an appreciation, I guess, professionally, for sure. You don't have all the boppers. Sure, you're not going to hit the home run. Sure, you're not doing it the way everybody else is. But as a data point, Jeffrey, I really am thankful that they are playing the game very differently than many of their peers in baseball.
They have their own brand, and it is an enjoyable brand of baseball to watch because they emphasize defense. They emphasize strike throwing, like especially with the strike throwing. They are very big on getting ahead in the count. And, with a guy like Nick Martinez is not a stuff guy by any means, but he's averaging 6 innings to start this year. He'll give up his hits, but he limits his home runs, he limits his walks, and he lets his defense work behind him. And the way that they know how. And it has been a recipe for success this season.
So we were talking about them yesterday and trying to figure out how one of the most analytically friendly teams out there is playing a game that is part analytical and part antithetical to what we would generally consider to be analytics. And I was trying to teach Lyle about the Red Queen theory and evolving, or not getting left behind. It didn't go well. Don't try that. But
it's a tough lesson.
It didn't go well. I tried, but I obviously failed. He was not interested in the Red Queen or really any other queen. But is this the next evolution of the whole idea of Moneyball, of trying to come up with a way of finding value, finding players that nobody else wants because all they can do is bunt and run?
I think that the Rays have been painted incorrectly as an analytical organization. I think what the Rays are is a thoughtful organization. And what I mean by that is that they understand that there are deficiencies that they're always going to have because of their payroll. Like they are the epitome of need to do more with less. Mm-hmm. And when you need to do more with less, you have to be open-minded. You have to be thoughtful. You have to be accepting of the idea that there is no cookie-cutter way to win baseball games, that you can create your own way. And so with a guy like Chandler Simpson, who is maybe going to hit 10 home runs in his Major League Baseball career, like that's just not part of his game. But what is speed and bat control, and bats a ball. And it's why Chandler Simpson – this season, he's got only, he's got a 314 batting average, but only a 359 slugging percentage. Here's the thing, though. He's been to the plate, 100, 65 or so times, he's striking out less than 10% of them. And, when he gets on first base, he's always a threat to steal and to essentially take that single or that walk and turn it into an extra base hit instantaneously. And so even though the Rays do very much embrace the analytical side of things, they're one of the more scouting-heavy presences out there because to them, all it's about is information. How do we leverage this information to make our team better? And it doesn't matter if the information is coming from an algorithm or if it's coming from a pair of scouts' eyes. It is still information, it is still useful, and they do a great job of culling through the sea of knowledge that exists in baseball these days and picking out the things that actually work.
Okay, so we get information. Last week we were asking you, what's going to happen when Bryce comes back? What's going to happen with Luis Castillo? We get the data and we get the information that they're going to go at least the first time through with a 6-man rotation and then may do a little piggyback. How did Jeff Passan react to the data and the info?
I'm fine with it. I mean, there are a lot of points that would suggest that Luis Castillo should move to the bullpen, and you let Bryce Miller go, and you've been on a 5-man rotation this whole time. So why would you move guys off of that? Maybe trying to placate Luis Castillo, you wind up harming the other guys in the rotation. But I also don't think an extra day of rest for a finite amount of time is necessarily a bad thing. We're getting to that point in the season now where guys' arms are really getting, I'm not going to say conditioned, but we're getting toward like peak arm health right now. And if you can give guys, some extra time for recovery, I generally don't think that that's a bad thing. They also, I think, don't want to make a move before they know what Bryce Miller's stuff is playing like at the big league level. If Bryce Miller comes out tonight and throws 6 innings and gives up 2 hits and walks 1 and punches out 10, all of a sudden the calculus changes. But making a decision that has multiple different paths that can have the kinds of consequences you need to plan for as opposed to react to in the moment, I just don't think you rush to make that decision. This is kicking the can down the road, and I think it's the right thing for them to be doing.
Yeah, that makes sense. Short term. I mean, I would certainly hope that this isn't a long-term solution. They've already said they're not going to do 6-man forever.
Correct.
How often have you seen the piggyback thing? Because that is, I mean, I know you see it sometimes for like a start, but is that something that you can do for more than like 1 or 2 starts in a row?
I mean, you could. It hasn't been done really consistently at the big league level at this point. Some teams have tried it. It's more of a thing that you see in the minor leagues when teams are trying to get multiple starters to limit their innings there. And so you'll see one guy go 3 or 4 and another guy go 3 or 4 after that. It can be effective. Like, if you can give your bullpen a full day off, they don't get that anymore. Like, guys do not throw complete games. If you see one, mark it with a star because it's an absolute rarity at this point. And so because of that, if you can have someone who goes 5 innings and somebody else who piggybacks off of him and finishes the final 4, man, what a gift that is to give a bullpen a full day off.
Jeff, if we talked to you on our regular kind of Tuesday schedule yesterday, it would have been Cal Raleigh's 0 for his last 36. I joked about him being on your podcast. What are your eyes seeing? What's the under the hood numbers seeing? You do such a great job with us of looking at numbers and kind of projecting that, hey, this is coming. Hey, have a little patience here. What in the world happened in this 0 for 36 stretch?
I don't know if Cal Raleigh's hurt, but he's playing like someone who is. And you guys know him at this point. He's not going to complain about anything. He understands how important he is to this team. But at the same time, when you're playing and you're not at 100% and the swing doesn't feel good, there comes that point where maybe you're doing more harm than good. Now, if last night was a suggestion that, something's changing and success is around the corner, then there's really something to be said for grinding through an injury and getting out of it on the good side. But there need to be multiple multi-hit nights for me to get to that point, because he's shown flashes throughout this season. Like, is he doing it? Is he doing it? No. And a lot of it at the end of the day, I think, comes back to swing and miss and to swing decisions. And he has expanded his zone and done so for the worse. And it's all for the right reason. He doesn't want to go through this catastrophically bad streak. He wants it to end. He wants to feel productive. He wants to feel like he's contributing to this team that he carried last season. And there's a burden that comes with that, right? Success is most difficult because it makes people believe that it's always going to be there, and it increases expectations. And sometimes they're just magical years. I don't think anybody reasonably looked at Cal Raleigh and said he's going to hit 60 home runs again. But 35, 40, I think that the Mariners probably would have booked that, and he is way behind at this point, and I think he knows that. So does he want to try and catch up? And in doing so, do you just overexert yourself and get out of your game? It's a matter of balancing that feeling of inadequacy from the lack of production with the understanding that chasing it is only going to make it worse.
Theoretical question, and we probably don't have enough time to really debate it, but I get 2 minutes. Can you play baseball at a high level if you're not particularly competitive?
Yes, absolutely.
Isn't that bizarre?
It is.
Isn't that incredibly strange?
Yeah, but don't you think that's the case for all sports?
No. I don't. I think you got to be pretty competitive to play most sports.
I disagree with you guys on that.
Interesting.
I think there are people who are so immensely talented that they can find success in spite of their lack of competitiveness.
But in baseball, it might not be in spite of, it might be because of. And that's where I think the real difference is.
Well, can you give me an example of the because of? Like, where have you seen success because someone's not competitive?
Well, I don't know. We were sort of trying to figure it out, and that's why it's a much longer conversation, because I don't even really know where I stand on it. But Harold Reynolds was telling us a story about Harold Baines coming back to the dugout after another offer and being like, I get him next time. It's totally fine. Just like completely unfazed. Yeah.
See, I think you guys are mistaking that for a lack of competitiveness, though.
Yeah.
I don't see that as a lack of competitiveness. I see that as the mindset that baseball players need to survive.
Mm-hmm.
You play 162 games. You are bound to have some bad ones in there. And the moment that you start letting the bad ones infiltrate your mind, that's when you lose.
Yeah, maybe it's a different version of the word competitiveness, right? And we think of that. We think of like Kobe Bryant refusing to leave the gym until everybody else is gone because he won't be outworked, and there's just this level of maniacal.
You know what that is? That's eyewash, dude. That's complete eyewash right there. Sorry, R.I.P. Kobe. Mamba mentality's fine. Respect it, appreciate it, but wanting to be the last one there and staying an unnecessary amount of time is total eyewash.
Don't you ever challenge the Mamba mentality again on this show, Jeff Passan.
Jeffrey, you're going to get into trouble again. Who would have guessed? It would be Kobe to get your goat.
No, it's not that it gets my goat. It's that I think sometimes we conflate time spent on something with quality of time spent on something.
Well, I don't think it's that with Kobe. I think it's just like he's so competitive. Like, I'm not going to leave until you do. I mean, like, competitiveness doesn't have to be smart. It's my younger daughter coming out of the dentist yesterday and being like, hey, I got all 4 of my molars. Got them before Avery. Like, who cares? Like, yeah, I got them before my older sister. Like, yeah, that's not a real thing to compete over, but she's competitive. She's like competing over who got their molars first because she's a psycho.
I was just going to say, I don't know that that's competitive. I just think that kids are idiots.
Well, that's also this one for sure. Jeff, thank you. We'll talk to you next week.
See you, boys.
There you go. The great Jeff Passan will come right back on Brock and Salk.
You can stream every pitch of every inning of every game all season long. Oh, and it's completely free.
It's a tremendous catch.
Only on the Seattle Sports app. That's right. The free Seattle Sports app puts every single Mariners game right in the palm of your hand.
On a platter, come and get it.
One app, every game. Plus the latest Mariners news, insider access, video, and podcasts.
Holy smokes, what a play!
Pretty awesome, right? Just like the Mariners.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
What is that sound? Ugh, that sounds like a plumbing sound. Luckily, there's a company that fixes all the plumbing sounds across Puget Sound. That's All Sound Plumbing. Puget Sound's plumbing experts. Have a sound? Visit allsoundplumbing.com.
Still planning your summer vacation? Tired of airports and long drives? Anacortes Yacht Charters has a better option. Cruise the San Juan Islands aboard a fully equipped yacht. Take the helm of a bareboat charter or hire a skipper to explore on your terms. Quiet coves, lively harbors, no schedules. Just a tide guide and a sense of adventure. With a fleet of 50 powerboats and sailboats, AYC has options for groups large and small, from beginner to old salt. Start your San Juan adventure at ayc.com/KIRO.
Do you have a car, truck, or SUV you're willing to sell? How about an RV or commercial vehicle? Wayscar Ford in Auburn will buy it from you, and when they resell your old vehicle, they'll split the profit with you 50-50. That's right. You'll get paid twice. I'm here with Mark Clymer of Wayscar Ford. Mark, I'm not surprised your vehicle profit sharing program's doing well. It's a fantastic offer.
It sure is, Stacy. We've been buying a lot of cars off this thanks to your advertising, and I got to tell you, customers are loving it. They're getting top dollar for their vehicle up front. They're getting paid right now, and the best part is when we resell that vehicle, they're getting 50% of the profit. A lot of people have vehicles right now that are sitting around and they're worth a lot of money, and they're saying, you know, what the heck? I want to sell it. I don't want to deal with it myself, but I don't want to give it away either. This is the perfect opportunity for them to get the most they can for the car without having to go through the hassle of selling it themselves.
Exclusively at Wayscar Ford, celebrating 104 years in Auburn. WayscarFord.com. That's WayscarFord.com.
Frank Lumber, the door store, has some exciting news. After 6 long years, our Marysville store will be reopening this Memorial Day, May 25th. Our regular hours will be Tuesday through Saturday from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. But on Monday, Memorial Day, May 25th, we will be celebrating our grand reopening from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Stop by for a hot dog and pop and see the thousands of doors and discounted specials. Visit us this Memorial Day at Frank Lumber in Marysville on Cedar Avenue. We'll see you there.
Saving energy simplified. Snohomish PUD's Rebate Center is your one-stop hub for cash back on energy-efficient upgrades, from heat pump water heaters to all-in-one washer-dryer combos. Whether you're planning a project or already made an upgrade in the last 90 days, the Rebate Center helps you check eligibility, submit receipts, and track your rebate status all in one place. Visit snowpud.com/rebates.
A rising blast, left field.
At T-Mobile Park, you've always got the best seat in the house. But for a truly elevated experience, you've got to be in a Mariner Suite. A suite is the perfect spot to get your game and celebration on. Birthday, promotion, engagement, company team building that actually team builds. No matter your event, we've got a suite you'll love. Group suites can fit 30 to 400 people for big-time bashes. And private suites offer just that, an upscale experience for more intimate gatherings. All Mariner Suites offer an incredible view of the ballpark, so you can't go wrong. Plus, you and your guests will enjoy premium catering, VIP parking, private Skybridge entry, and more. And season ticket members get 15% off. Reserve your suite today at mariners.com/suites.
A bases clearing, 3-run double by Josh Naylor. Holy smokes, the Mariners have the lead.
Mariners baseball, Trident's up.
For over 113 years, Pacific Lamp and Supply Company has been your #1 lighting specialist in Washington, from the Space Needle in Seattle all the way to the Riverwalk in Spokane. With the largest lighting inventory in Washington, Pacific Lamp's knowledgeable and experienced staff can assist with any lighting issue, including intricate lighting and control designs. Plus, they work with all utilities in Washington to get you the best available lighting rebates. Pacific Lamp and Supply Company, Washington's lighting experts since 1912. Visit pacificlamp.com.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Let's go! This is Seattle Sports.
Streaming through the Seattle Sports app.
KIRO AM Seattle. KIRO FM HD2 Tacoma. Home of the Seahawks, Mariners, and everything Seattle sports.
Give me a freaking auto!
From the Quantum Fiber Studio, this is Brock and Salk on Seattle Sports.
Brock Heward and Marcus. Sorry about Mike Heward. Not exactly Joe Cap there in the pocket.
Now here are your hosts, Brock Heward and Mike Salk.
I really do love that half hour with Jeff. I wish it was an hour. Honestly, I could go at least another half hour just talking baseball with Jeff. And we got a texter here, Brock, 509, saying, it's got me thinking, could we get a Jeff and Daniel Jeremiah crossover? I don't even know what the topics would be, but whatever it is, it would be outstanding.
I would co-sign on that. I'd piggyback that opinion.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I don't know what they talk about. We'd find stuff. We'd just talk about sports. I would love to be able to do some stuff like that. And maybe one day as radio evolves and it becomes even more digital and we're not constrained by specific time frames and everything else, maybe there is a way that we could do some more of that. Because I've always loved the roundtable idea. And I do like any time, like years ago, we got like Jason Stark and Buster Olney and Keith Law together or something like that. Like it would be fun to get really disparate opinions on sports from people who approach it from such completely different angles.
Yeah, but who each, like Jeff, has deep passion for the Kansas City Chiefs,
and a really
DJ's got a deep passion for the San Diego Padres, and there's that crossover of
smart, curious, interesting people who would want to kind of debate topics and try to figure them out. There's no right or wrong answer to this competitiveness thing. That's kind of why I enjoy the question. It just sort of leads to a discussion of what makes a successful baseball player. And somebody pointed out Eric Bedard, right? Hated the game, hated baseball, not competitive at all. And ultimately, that was probably his undoing and what kept him from being a really great baseball player.
Yes.
But he made it all the way to the majors and got a huge deal. I mean, he was obviously very successful for some time. Anthony Rendon, you mentioned earlier, kind of the same thing. I mentioned Keith Folk, who literally didn't like the game, but was a tremendous closer. There are guys who fall into that category at various levels of success.
And our football team that just won a Super Bowl, if you were to sit with John and Mike and have a roundtable with them in the acquisition phase, free agency, draft, trade, what is a non-negotiable? I think a non-negotiable is this guy's got to love ball. He's got to eat ball. He's got to breathe ball. He's got to talk ball. He's got to want to be around the facility. He's got to walkthroughs have got to mean the world to him.
So that leads to another question. Do you have to love it more now in baseball than you used to? Because I actually think, again, I'm not really taking a side on this, but I think that the competitiveness is actually more and more a prerequisite now.
Well, what it exposes, Salk, is people say, well, they play every day. They play every day, they play 6 out of 7 days. So pretty darn close to that. Well, the football schedule is like 6 out of 7 days. I was again, I'll come back to a conversation I was just having with a pretty powerful NFL agent. And, this is not uncommon in all the NFL. And he's like, the guys that make it are the guys that treat Tuesday as, oh man, this is game day. Tuesday practice is game day. And he was telling me a story of a college kid that they were recruiting. And he was there in the preseason with a very talented kid, ended up getting drafted. And he said to this kid, hey, you got 100 guys on your team. Okay, 100 guys on your team. How many of them treat Tuesday practice like game day? Like, man, I can't wait to practice. I got to go out. I got to perform. And he's like, let me see, 6. He's like, you guys are doomed. And sure enough, coach was fired. And the team just totally failed. So what baseball does is it exposes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of a football team's preparation.
How many times can you bring that level of energy, that level of interest? But it also is, back in the day, show up.
Every game wasn't broadcast.
Right. There was no scouting report on everybody.
There was no barrel rates. There was no
whiff
rates.
And nobody was throwing 120 miles an hour. It was just like, Okay, like show up and hit. But then this guy started working harder, so now I got to start working harder. So now the next guy has to start working harder, and the next thing you know, everybody's working harder and harder. And you do need to be more competitive. You do need to have maybe a little bit more, but at the same time, you have to be able to compartmentalize it. And I think that maybe I've misused the word competitive here, and I think that's what Jeff was pointing out. I think he's probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is the Harold Baines example of being able to silo it and being like, yeah, that's all right, I'll get him the next time. Is that not being competitive, or is that the best way to be competitive in this particular sport, which is just so freaking different from everything else we tend to think?
Or is it really actually in every sport? When I go 0 for 8, can I shoot the ninth with the same confidence? When I'm Sam Darnold and I've turned it over 3 times on Thursday night, after turning it over how many times against that team in LA and costing my team with interception after interception after interception? And can I compartmentalize that and silo that so when the fourth quarter comes around, Salk, and I got a blitz coming and I got to stand in there and I got to throw a seed to Cooper Kupp on this sail route, I can still do it. Or convert that touchdown in the red zone, or convert that 2-point conversion. Or have I been so rattled by those mistakes, I'm done. And I'm just going to be chuck down Charlie, and I'm going to have to, just kind of wear the loss. I think that there is a tremendous amount in today's day and age, and he talked about it with Cal Raleigh too, and the balance that he's got to walk between all of this failure, right, and all this struggle, and maybe even being injured and working through that.
And let's go back to a point you've made. I love this quote. It's one of my favorite Brock Hewardisms. Don't tell me you're competitive.
Show me your discipline.
There you go.
That's it.
And isn't that exactly what Harold Baines is doing in the
Yes.
example that we gave?
Yeah.
He's showing his discipline. He's not getting mad. He's not kicking a water cooler. Jared Kelenic, super competitive.
Sure.
No discipline.
Nope.
couldn't
Mike Salk on a
contain-
golf course.
All right.
Shoot a 42 on the front nine. I'm going to break 80. Oh, here comes a 52.
I don't think that's actually a lack of discipline. It's a lack of talent and a lack of ability to repeat the same
I don't
delivery.
know.
But
I don't know.
whatever.
If you shoot a 41 or 39, like, put it together, kid.
Yeah, I
Put
don't
it
think
together.
that's how that works, to be honest. Yeah, it's just a lack of ability. But he didn't have the discipline of a Harold Baines.
Nope.
He didn't have the ability to just say, yeah, I got to let that one roll off my back. Even though I'm competitive and I'm mad about it, I've got to find a way to be stoic and to just let it go.
Neutral.
And then you get to the fans. And what are fans supposed to do? Are you supposed to let every loss roll off your back? Are you supposed to let every strikeout, every dumb decision made roll off your back? It's hard to do because you're watching sports and you watch all sports. And in no other sport do you just let everything go the way you might have to in baseball. And you want to celebrate when Randy hits another home run last night, which was awesome, or when Julio hit one the night before, or Canzone's grand slam. And if you can celebrate those, can't you get just as mad at the opposite? And you can. And that's why I know no one likes my. You can, and in fact, I think you should. Where I start to draw the line, though, is at using it as a predictor of what will happen next.
Yep.
Because I don't think the celebration nor the anger is very good at predicting the future.
Yep. It is the ultimate data sport. In all of these sports, Salk, I referenced it in Blue 88 last week. What's the Seahawks off-season T-shirt, right? Process over results, right? All of these sports, golfers are quoting that. Basketball, football, all of them, right?
Enjoy the
Hockey.
journey.
Yeah, it's just all about the process. You can't worry about the result. Yet this sport has more result and more data and more data points. You could swim
It's why
in
it's
them.
so fun to try to. It's why people have spent generations trying to figure this game out. It's like chess that way. It's a great mystery trying to determine what will happen and predict the future in a sport where it is just so impossible. I told you I was texting with Stacy yesterday and she was asked some questions about Cal. And one of the questions she asked later, not specifically about Cal, was how can you tell when someone's done in this game? And, as a pitcher, I think you can kind of tell. Like, you can see it when a pitcher's done. But as a hitter, I don't know.
Yeah.
I said to her, here's fun fact. You can't. You have no idea when a hitter is toast. Because they could bounce back a month later and go.
Well, kind of knew A.J. Pollock was done.
All right, fine. There's the occasional A.J. Pollock example.
Yeah, kind of knew he was
All right, fair enough. With the mediocre player, okay, fine. But you know what I mean. Like, it is really, really hard to determine if someone's done. You can watch a football player and be like, yeah, that guy doesn't have it anymore. He just can't run up and down. He can't run.
Julius Jones.
Right. Stick him running around with a fork in his back. Right. You can watch a basketball player who can't get up and down the court. But a baseball player, is he done? No, he might hit 400 next year. It's just a strange year. Strange game. All right. We'll come back, give you guys everything you need to know as Bryce Miller gets ready to return. I do have some questions about him and Brock. I have kind of a bit of an ode to the great John Clayton. An homage, really. It's more of an homage than an ode.
Oh, I look forward to that.
I have an homage to the professor coming up in 20 minutes on Brock and Salk.
Think you know the Mariners? Not if you aren't subscribed to the Daily Mariners newsletter from Seattle Sports.
That's what they've been waiting for.
The latest Mariners news and injury updates, exclusives from Mariners insider Shannon Dreyer.
You look at the pieces and how it works.
Plus the best takes and breakdowns from your favorite Seattle sports hosts and contributors.
The Mariners seem to be trying to build something that I think is a little bit more sustainable.
The Daily Mariners newsletter.
Monster solo home run.
Subscribe at seattlesports.com/newsletter.
Hey, Mike Salk here from my friends over at Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. They got great shows coming up in the beautiful new concert arena. Comedy, if you like that, Chris Tucker on Friday, June 26th, and then David Spade on August 15th. For rock music, Hinder on Friday, July 3rd, and then Queensryche, who I've seen out there. They're great. That's Thursday, October 8th. They've got pop. They've got more. They've got dance with the Jabberwockies. Go to snocasino.com for more and for the full lineup. It is Seattle's closest, Snoqualmie Casino and Hotel. Please game responsibly.
Feeling lucky? Don't miss the Lucky Spring Classic collector car, truck, and boat auction. Saturday, June 6th at Tacoma's LeMay Marymount Event Center. Up to 200 collector, vintage, and classic vehicles, many going to the highest lucky bidder with absolutely no reserve. Get lucky, get local, and get in line. Visit luckyoldcar.com for a list and pictures of auction vehicles. Or call 206-467-6531 for bidding and consignment details.
If you're building decks in Puget Sound this season, you need materials you can trust and a supplier who delivers. Par Lumber carries premium TimberTech and Trex composite and PVC decking, railing, and lighting. Visit par.com to learn more. Par, where the builders go.
If you've been in a wreck or a fender bender,
you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility, not just where your insurance company tells you to go. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. With over 25 years of auto repair work, they'll exceed your expectations.
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
At Accurate Auto Body, all their work is performed by certified technicians, only using OEM parts to guarantee the safety of you and your family. For the best in auto body collision repair and customer service, give them a call at 425-883-2450 or AccurateAutoBodyWA.com. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
we meet by accident, fixing every last bit. Accurate Auto Body.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-494-6139. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-494-6139.
Evan Cohen here. PayPal is now the official peer-to-peer payment sponsor of the NFL, which means all the money moments that fandom creates, whether splitting tailgate costs or chipping in on tickets and game day food between friends, are covered. Wherever the game is played or watched, PayPal moves with fans. You can send money through text, email, or directly to your friends with eligible accounts on Venmo. Just download the PayPal app and share all the moments that matter. Account with PayPal is required. Not available in all regions where PayPal operates.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
Wait! Before you change the station, listen to this.
1-877-POST-PITCH.
carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and a tax deduction.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
For 24 years, Sea Star Restaurant and Ron Bar has been Bellevue's and my go-to for fresh seasonal seafood. And my good friend, Chef John Howie, is behind every plate.
Hey, thanks, Brock. You know, springtime is the best time for fresh, wild Pacific Northwest salmon. At Sea Star, we go from Columbia River King, my personal favorite, to the Copper River King in May.
So whether it is a date night, whether it's a business dinner, or you're craving the very best wild salmon, go visit John Howie at Sea Star in Bellevue. Visit Sea Star in Bellevue.
I remember brushing my hair and looking down and thinking, oh my gosh, do I have any hair left?
I used to look at women with thick, beautiful hair and think, why doesn't my hair look like that?
My thinning hair is making me feel so old.
If you want thick, healthy, gorgeous hair, then you need Hair Volume from New Nordic. With clinically proven ingredients like apple extract, biotin, and millet, Hair Volume nourishes your hair follicles to promote thicker, healthier-looking hair. Say goodbye to shedding, thin, and dull hair, and hello to thick, healthy hair with Hair Volume.
Since taking Hair Volume, the shedding has all but stopped.
Now, instead of being jealous of other women's hair, I have friends who are jealous of mine.
My hairdresser couldn't believe the difference in my hair. Now she's using Hair Volume too.
Available as a tablet or delicious gummy, Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com, or find Hair Volume in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Need to know.
15 minutes past every hour with Brock and Salk.
Presented by Marquee Data. Here's what you need to know. Up first.
I love playing the Astros. The Mariners should do this 160 times. Just keep playing this team.
Is it 11 straight?
I don't know. Well, it's 6 out of 6 this year. I mean, last year's
Wow, how
Astros
many
team
is
at
it?
least had something going on.
It's 9 straight.
This team stinks. They are bad. We had that sound we were playing yesterday from Passan from a while ago saying they could lose 100 games. Look, they're going to get Jeremy Pena back, but like, man, I watched them play like they could lose 100 games. They look atrocious, just really, really bad. And they took advantage early and often. Love seeing Randy continue what has been a really good hot stretch for him.
Next offer. Swinging a high fly ball deep to left field. This one is going and goodbye baseball up by the tracks.
I guess that answers that question about his BP carrying over, right?
Randy Arozarena pumping his fists in the air as he rounds second on the tour on the bases. It comes with Cal Raleigh aboard, and the Mariners have a 2-0 lead here in the top of inning number 2, his 4th home run of the season. There's some Mariner fans here in Houston tonight. 2-0 Mariners.
Speaking of competitiveness, incentive, motivation, I think you're probably going to get more of it. There's going to be peaks and valleys with all of these guys. But I would think in a contract year, just kind of looking at these numbers too.
I know, it's so funny though. Like
he's leading this team in stolen bases. He's leading this team
in baseball.
What's that?
Perform better in a contract year. I think it's so much harder to do in baseball than other sports, and yet we do see it happen. Maybe you concentrate more often. Maybe you're a little bit more locked in.
I think it'd be the focus.
I think that's actually probably fair to say. Yeah. Well, regardless, you're getting a pretty good version of Randy Arozarena right now, at least at the plate, where he has had a heck of a road trip, as has Canzone, as has Raley. They were really good. And Brian Wu was good.
Well, he settled down. I mean, his final 4 innings, first couple were a little rough.
A little rocky. He just, he threw a bunch of pitches. He wasn't his absolute best, but he was very good.
Today was started off good, and then I think maybe the second inning, I think they just picked some good pitches, but the third inning was me, I think, just trying to do too much, getting in my own way, and getting back to what I did, what I do in the back 3 innings.
What did he set down? His final 14?
Something like that, yeah.
And you compare and contrast his first pitch strikes.
Yeah.
It was 11 to 21 for Imai, and I think he was 19 to 24.
Honestly, I know it's good to watch your team hit again. I'd like to never see that guy pitch again. I could not have detested watching. And I think Jeff understood what I was saying. Like, it stands out compared to the way most pitchers now pitch. They're aggressive and they get at it and there's confidence. He showed no confidence. He showed great fear. He looked terrified out there.
Give the guy a break.
Well, Bryce Miller's coming off the IL tonight. If he looks like that, I'm pressing the panic button right away.
He's feeling the pressure of a contract. He's a human being.
Here's the second thing you need to know.
Bryce Miller will be back tonight to pitch against Lance McCullers Jr. Man, I'm excited to watch Bryce pitch. Sometimes a little absence makes the heart grow fonder. I think I needed maybe a little bit of Bryce absence to remember how much I enjoy watching him.
The cocky walk?
Yeah. That's good on video. If you're watching Brock on video, that's a pretty good little cocky walk. Oh, yeah. Back and forth. Yeah. Sexy. That's good. Yeah. Strike a pose. Strike a pose. We'll see him tonight, which is great. And then also Cal broke through, Brock. He broke his streak or a slump. 0 for 38.
I was hoping the dugout was going to give him the silent treatment.
No.
I think that
I think they felt like they needed to really, really support Cal.
I'm kind of more for the silent. I like the silent
You like
treatment.
that?
I kind of do.
I don't think they could. I don't think they could. There was no way. These guys talk too much. Logan and Bryce, they weren't going to give him the silent treatment.
Song. Speaking of which,
yeah,
I did that last night.
You gave Molly the silent treatment?
No.
Oh,
I talked too much. We were at a dinner, quasi-interview. Yes. Strangers, and I told myself, like, don't just.
Oh, I've done that. And then I end up talking too much.
And then Molly had to put her under the table. Molly had to like pat my knee. I was like, oh no. Like,
shut up! You're talking too much.
Oh,
were you not asking questions?
I did.
Usually you're such a good question asker.
I was,
but
she thought it was too much. Got in the car and she gave me the silent treatment. I'm like, oh, what?
She's a tough critic. Molly's She's your toughest critic.
She should be.
I know, but she's a tough critic.
Yes.
She is.
So I got both the hand pat on the knee under the table,
and then
I
the
got
silent
in the
treatment.
Car and I'm like, oh really? What? She's like, you know what? Like you were acting like you were running that interview. Like,
was this a Titus related thing?
No.
Okay.
No. But I was a bit much.
Was it her thing?
No.
Oh, okay,
no,
good. Because then you really got to shut your trap.
No, it was a school thing.
Oh, and you just couldn't shut up.
I don't know.
How'd you get out of the silent treatment? I usually just say, look at the dog. Look at Gertie. Look how cute she is. Look what Gertie's doing. And, like, nobody can resist that.
Next, push.
Here's the third thing you need to know.
I don't have time to play this whole thing. That's everything you
ever
need
get
to
the
know.
hand pat on the knee or the kick under the table? You
No, not even when I embarrassed myself in that meeting a couple of weeks ago. I mean, I just got a little bit of a quick death, like, shut up. That's enough. But even, no. I haven't needed that too often. Yeah.
You don't have the right to speak, okay?
Don't get me started. You know what? That is private, privileged information. Let's not go down that road. That is private and privileged information, and we are not going to talk about that on the show. Yeah,
no, you're going to pay homage and an ode.
I am. But it's not an ode. I haven't created a song or anything.
You were doing some work. Not only me
I didn't do
Blue
any work.
88 last night. I wasn't the only one digging into it.
I did no work. I did no work. I literally just saw a tweet. I did no work. I did no extra preparation. I did very little. But I will still offer an homage to the professor next.
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
so there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
Highlights don't win games. The full box score does. I'm Brock Heward, and most business leaders aren't short on data. They're short on clarity. Numbers are scattered across ERP, CRMs, and spreadsheets, making decisions reactive instead of confident. And that's not how great businesses are built. Marquee IQ brings all your data together into one clear view, even if it lives in disconnected systems or offline, so you can see what's really happening and act faster. Stop running your business on highlights. Get the full picture. Visit datathatwins.com to see what Marquee IQ can do.
Hear that? Sounds like simple. Valvoline Instant Oil Change simple. No appointments. About 15 minutes to change your oil. Then out the door and back to life.
Yeah, honey, on my way.
Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Expert service doesn't need to be overcomplicated.
I saw her texting, coming up to a stop sign. And so I saw the accident coming, and she T-boned us.
In the blink of an eye, Crystal's life changed when she suffered a severe spinal injury.
The pain was something I had never experienced before in my neck. I got massage therapy. I saw a chiropractor. I was prescribed muscle relaxers so I could sleep. I got depressed. Nothing was relieving the pain.
Drugs, sleepless nights, and depression. Sound familiar? I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist. At Sound Pain Solutions, our treatments include high-dose laser combined with spinal decompression and other comprehensive therapies to rehabilitate damaged discs. We use treatments that are non-surgical, FDA-cleared, drug and pain-free.
I was able to get off my pain medicines, and I was able to sleep through the night, and that was what I was desperate for.
To learn if you're a candidate for our treatment, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Hey, it's G. Scott. Let's talk real for a sec. Summer is supposed to be about sunshine and kids having fun. But when the kids are home all day, that grocery bill, yeah, it grows fast. That's why I want you to know about Sunbucks and why our friends at Safeway are helping get the word out. If your family qualifies, you can receive $120 per child to spend on groceries this summer, food in your cart, and a little less pressure on that budget. And let me be clear about this. There's no catch, no judgment. This program is simply about making sure kids have enough to eat when school is out. Here's the important part. Many families are enrolled automatically, and a card may already be headed to your mailbox. But some families do need to apply depending on income and where you live. So take a couple minutes and check. Visit freesummermeals.org. That's freesummermeals.org. Safeway, looking out for your family this summer. Once again, that's freesummermeals.org.
Dave Wyman here with an interesting story. A woman was about to donate a box of jewelry, but her friend told her, take it to Bellevue Rare Coins first. She walked out with a check that far exceeded her expectations. Old jewelry, coin collections, gold watches, necklaces, and pendants. It's worth finding out what those items are worth during such a strong market. Before you give anything away, get it checked out at Bellevue Rare Coins in Bellevue, Linwood, Issaquah, and Tacoma. Go to BellevueRareCoins.com.
Mariners and Astros today in Houston. 5:10 first pitch, 4 o'clock pregame. Hear every pitch live for free on the Seattle Sports app.
They call this one Bill.
Whoa, aliens? Am I in a spaceship?
Affirmative, Bill.
What's with the laser saw?
Relax. We are cutting our bill in half.
What?
An Xfinity mobile transmission says you can cut your bill in half.
Oh, your mobile bill, not me, Bill.
Ah. Xfinity Mobile also says we can try it free for a year. Free.
Yes, with no commitment. Can we put the saw away?
I am reluctant. But we will find another being to bisect.
That's not sci-fi. It's Xfinity Mobile. Xfinity Internet members cut your mobile bill in half. Plus, try Xfinity Mobile free for a year. No commitment. Learn more at xfinitymobile.com. Xfinity. Imagine that. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet required. Savings compares one line of Xfinity Mobile Select to comparable plans from T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T as of 3/24/26. Taxes, fees, extra. $30 monthly discount limited to new mobile customers only. After 12 months, regular rates apply.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
From the Quantum Fiber Studio.
This is Brock and Salk.
Weekdays 6 to 10.
On Seattle Sports and 97.3 FM HD2.
All right, I can't give my homage to the professor without glasses because somebody printed this out in like the world's smallest font. You have to be able to read like size 6, but
it's Will Tukuafu.
It's not. It's Will Tualafu. All right, 2026. This is my homage to the professor.
Okay.
The 2026 NFL strength of schedule based on average opponent ranking by preseason Super Bowl odds.
Oh.
So at least this is actually a little better than the professor's thing, because the professor's thing was just based on how they had done last
year's
year.
win-loss.
It was just look at last year's win-loss, and that was the only thing that mattered. It used to drive me crazy because I'd be like,
you trying to describe the strike zone to Lyle,
Yeah.
and drawing out a diagram and a rectangle and all of it. You tried. Oh boy, did you try over and over and over and over.
Well, what drove me crazy about John's view is like, okay, so are you saying the offseason is meaningless? And every year we know that teams get better and worse, and this many teams that made the playoffs don't, and this many teams. And John was like, okay, no, just look at last year, and of course, there you go. Because you could see that this team last year was 9-7, and so also 2. And you're like, John, but they lost their quarterback. Yeah, but also 2. They were 9-7.
But the numbers are the numbers. But the data is the data.
It's all and he was
Do you not understand strength of record?
adamant about it. So I saw this show up, and this is a little different because this one at least looks at their preseason Super Bowl odds.
Mm-hmm.
But I still thought it was interesting. So who has the hardest schedule in the league? If you think about it, it should actually be pretty obvious.
Arizona Cardinals.
The Arizona Cardinals.
Yes.
Because they are
looking up at the division.
They are one of these things is not like the other in the best division, right? They're looking up at the Seahawks and the Rams and the Niners. They got to play all three of them. That's 6 of their 17 games are going to come against very good teams. So according to who the team is, like in terms of those odds, the Rams are 1, the Seahawks are 2, the Niners are 6. So they have to play the first, second, and sixth rated teams, a total of 6 of their 17 games.
Soup for you. No soup for you.
So not a surprise they're number 1 in terms of the toughest strength of schedule. Number 2, the Rams, because they've got to play some of those, they've got to play you. Then Miami and the Chargers, and then the Seahawks are number 5. How about that? 5th hardest strength of schedule.
Quote-unquote first-place schedule, huh?
Yep.
Is that because you get Carolina, who was a first-place team at 7-9, kind of one of these kind of funky things that it just so happens that some of these teams that won their divisions were
right, so you're 2 extra games. Yeah, Carolina has the 24th odds, whereas the Rams, I'm looking at their NFC South team. This is not going to end up being great rating. It's Tampa?
Yeah.
Tampa is ahead of that.
Yes. Certainly in the teens somewhere, right? Early teens probably. So yeah, you get Carolina, and who was the other first place team? Seesaw, this is why you shouldn't have just looked at a tweet. Maybe you should have done
I should have done more research on this. Well, I didn't want to do too much. I'm just figuring out the reason why. Who cares?
Yeah.
But it's just showing the Seahawks are going to have the 5th toughest schedule, and yet that will be the third toughest in their division.
Right.
Only the Niners, and by the way, the Niners are still 10th. Like, they still have a pretty difficult schedule as well. It's just that, these teams get the opportunity to play Arizona, who is 32nd on this list. The NFC West has numbers 1, 2, 6, and 32 in terms of preseason Super Bowl odds. Now, some of that's a little unfair.
How about the AFC West?
But hold on, some of that's a little unfair. Why is Arizona's Super Bowl odds so low? It's not just because they're bad. It's partly because of how good the other 3 teams in their division are.
That's
but
right.
then you're looking at that. So there's a bit of circular logic to the whole thing that kind of drives me crazy.
Okay.
But I said it's my homage to the professor, so we're having fun with it.
Yep.
What did you want to look at?
Give me some of the other teams in the top 10.
Arizona, L.A., Miami, L.A., Seattle, Las Vegas. Ooh, tough one for Vegas.
Yes.
6th. Not what you're looking for. Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos, Washington Commanders, and then the Niners.
Mm-hmm.
Giants will be right after that, and then Buffalo.
Gotcha.
At the bottom end of it, so if you're looking for teams that have a pretty cushy schedule to try to cruise through, teams that might be pretty good, I got one team to watch that I am circling here.
Oh.
Circling.
Like you're going to go put a little...
Hold on. Let me circle this just based on their strength of schedule. Down? Yes.
Okay.
The Detroit Lions have the 9th best odds and the 31st hardest schedule. Second easiest.
Yeah.
That is quite the combination. A team that should have been better than they were last year took a little step back, got banged up. Yep. Like if I'm looking to throw a few dollars down when I go to Vegas in August, the Detroit Lions are going to be the team that is on that list. Also near the bottom, New Orleans, Detroit, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Baltimore. Baltimore intrigue you with the 28th hardest schedule? That should be interesting. Fourth highest odds.
Yep.
Fourth highest odds. 5th easiest schedule.
And it's kind of time, right? It's kind of Lamar time. Like,
yep.
You know, you're going to be. I think he's got an outrageous cap number that they had to manipulate around, and he's nearing the end of that deal. And how much does he have left? And you move on from Harbaugh, and you bring a new set of eyes, and he's motivated, and he's there, and he's going to be healthy. And
Indy, Atlanta, also on this list. I mean, those are ones that you should probably look at. Philadelphia has the 22nd hardest schedule, so top 10-ish in terms of the easiest. So if you're just looking for teams that have that balance of what they're going to be facing this year versus what they're projected to be.
Yeah.
I would think Detroit looks like an obvious candidate. I mean, what an awesome opportunity for them to get back to where we thought they were going to be about a year ago.
Yeah, and it is kind of fascinating, too, that as this comes into focus, and remember, the full schedule will come out tomorrow night, so we'll have all Friday and all sorts of fun reacting to it. You are facing the AFC West, which in many ways mirrors you in the NFC West, with 3 teams that are all pretty good. Kansas City's pretty good. Denver's pretty good. The Chargers are pretty good. And then, obviously, the Raiders with Clint Kubiak are going to be trying to reset and turn things around, but even they have a whole lot more personnel than they had a season ago.
So this has, in terms of odds to win the Super Bowl, this has the Chargers as the 8th best.
Yep.
It has Denver at 12.
Yep.
It has
Kansas City.
I don't see.
You got to be in the top 10, don't they?
Well, unfortunately, some of the writing on here is so dark that it's impossible to read. Yes. So I'll see if I can find that. Obviously, Vegas is going to be their 27th. Yep. I'll look for Kansas City. They're on here somewhere, but it is a little, it's a
maybe
good
they're
division.
not on there with the unknown of Patrick Mahomes. Maybe, right? That's obviously.
I think the professor was much more organized with this.
Whoa.
Well, that's because all the professor did is look at their record last year. Duh.
I don't think he had to put readers on.
Kansas City is 5th.
Yeah,
they get the 5th best odds.
So 5th, 8th, and 12th. Yeah. It kind of mirrors some of you.
Yep.
I did like the news. Some of the news this morning that Maura reported, it was tweeted out, and Brady retweeted. The Seahawks do not have an international game. I applaud that. If you're going to do Hard Knocks, right, and the NFL's like, hey, it's about time, and you're due to do this, and we know that very premise is antithetical to all things John Schneider, and I think Mike McDonald too, as far as hype and exposure, and we're so great and tell our stories and yada yada yada. I kind of like on the other side of that. Yeah, we're not going to send you to London or Mexico City. I'm kind of a fan of that. Go let Jacksonville play like 8 games in London. Heck, move Jacksonville to London. Right? I think their owner wants to be over there anyway, although they're rebuilding their stadium. So I do like that. The other thing that did jump out to me, and I mentioned this in Blue 88, only 3 East Coast trips. So for a team that usually logs some of the most miles in all the NFL, let's take a look at that, because I saw Adam Schefter retweet that this morning. The number 1 team as far as travel this year is the San Francisco 49ers.
That's always helpful.
Golly, right next to that electrical plant, and they got to fly 38. Coach K's got to fly 38,000 miles. Salk number 2. The Los Angeles Rams. Now, some of this is obviously their trip to Australia.
Right.
Because they, too, get
that's
to play
a big
the
one.
AFC West. But that's a huge
I'm
chunk
looking
of
forward to tomorrow just because it means we usually get the whole schedule release videos that all the teams are into.
Oh, true.
And we can revisit the Titans.
Not knowing who and when your team is playing this season, life can lose its luster. For millions of fans suffering from football season withdrawal, or FSW, even relationships can lose their spark. But now they're schedule Resi.
This was last year's one. I like the one from a few years ago where they were asking the people out on in Nashville on the was that Main Street or whatever.
What logo is it? That was
Yeah,
pretty good.
that is hilarious.
Hey, by the way, the Seahawks number 10 on miles.
Here we go.
traveled,
Here's a little of
only
that. Hold on, I have some of
22,000
that.
miles.
Here we go.
Lightning McQueen. No. Oh, that's just the football logo.
These people are hilarious.
Yeah, Boston Bobcats. No idea. No idea.
Yeah, it was not the Cowboys. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
no,
sure that was the Colts. Anyway, so all the teams will be competing, Brock, in their big schedule release video. I remember not really loving the Seahawks last year, so I'm hoping for something a little different this season.
Their video?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay.
They've never really dominated that.
They haven't done the Chargers.
The Chargers kill it, yeah.
The Chargers and the Titans have really been the two teams that have kind of owned this day for the last few years. But you know what they say? You never want to own the schedule release. You want to own the Super Bowl, really.
That's
So, I mean, it's cool to win on May 14th, but you want to be winning in February when it really counts.
Good call, Salky.
Yeah, thanks.
Good call.
I do what I can. I try.
Yeah. Anything else you want to see in the schedule tomorrow night? Anything at all?
I mean, I think you know what I'm looking for. Checking
Primetime games?
Checking to see when I'm going to be able to take a vacation. Checking to see when the Seahawks have a bye week. When are their non-Sunday games so that the Mike McDonald show is moved to Tuesday or Friday. Like, those are the things that I'll be checking for. And Kyle, our boss, can start expecting usually day off requests from me by Friday. Yeah, I usually start, that? Okay, perfect. We're going to look at this day. We're going to look at that day. Going to take a long weekend here. Yeah, that's kind of how that works for me at this point.
Going to be a whole lot more primetime games, I'll tell you that.
What do you think,
versus,
5, 6?
Previous years. I think there's a cap, isn't it? Isn't 5 the cap?
It was at the cap.
I think that's the capper, and then obviously they allow some of the Sunday night flex.
Well, you get the
in
Wednesday
second half
night.
of the season.
You're going to get a Thursday night. You're going to get a Monday night and a Sunday night. So that's 4 right there. Right? That just gives you one. And the first, those are all like almost automatic. So you're going to get those 4.
Yeah, and you're going to get the Rams and you're going to get the Niners in both of those, or maybe 2, 3
Yeah,
of those
it feels like you get one more. Right? You're going to have maybe a second Sunday night or a second Monday night.
Is it the Eagles late in the year on a Monday night out in Philly? Is it the Cowboys early in the year at home on a right? Probably one of those. I
wonder if you get a marquee kind of a game too, like a Thanksgiving kind of a game or something like that.
I just looked it up and it said that 6 is usually the cap, but you can get to 7 or 8 with standalone games.
Wow.
Like the Chiefs had like a Thanksgiving or Christmas game or international game.
Yeah, I think some of those standalones will be interesting to look at also. Do you get a Thursday Thanksgiving game or that type of thing? Because I think the league is going to want to feature them a little bit. They're going to want to see Mike McDonald. They're going to want to see this defense on TV.
You're going to have the Eagles. You're going to have the Cowboys. You're going to have the Patriots, a rematch of that Super Bowl at some point. You obviously have the games that are created with the Rams and the 49ers that have always been highly contested. So
Here's the nice thing about the Seahawks. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it because last year they blew a lot of teams out. And so maybe those were bad primetime games. But the one thing you tend to think about this team is they're not going to lay an egg on national TV under Mike McDonald. They're just not. No. And the league knows there have been a lot of really weird Seahawks games over the years, especially here. So, yeah. Hey, in case you were wondering what the corresponding move was, the Mariners did officially reinstate Bryce Miller from the 15-day IL with his oblique. And in his place leaves Jose Suarez, the left-handed pitcher, designated for assignment today. So there you go. That is the official roster move. It was Suarez. I was wondering yesterday as Hoppy was starting another inning if maybe he was going to be in trouble.
He looked better.
He did. I looked really good yesterday. Yeah. Playing against this team really does seem to help everybody. All right, let's hear the trash takes, everybody. Let's go.
Get it together. Don't look like trash.
Trash takes.
It's a bunch of trash.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was trash.
On Brock and Salk.
That's a terrible take.
Brock Heward breaking his Cal Raleigh-like slump last week with I
showered in my clothes last
Did that
Tuesday
help?
night. It did.
Who
I
suggested
took a bath
that?
in my outfit.
All right. Well, then, Brock, you get to choose. Do you want to go second? That's been sort of the sweet spot.
Yeah, I think I'd like to go second. I like Lyle to go first.
Lyle, why don't you lead off today? What is your trash take?
Well,
you know, you guys don't ever really bring this topic up on the show.
This is kind of funny. That's a funny idea. The Hawks video this year should be we do not care. Like, go to what's the schedule? We don't care. Who are you playing in week 3? Don't care. What about week 5? We don't care.
That's pretty good.
That would be great.
Yeah, Mike say it really slow and awkwardly.
We don't care. Okay? But we have to do the schedule list. Yeah, I don't care. We don't care. It's our lot. What do you got?
You know, you guys don't ever bring up this topic, and I know why, but...
World Cup soccer?
No, not quite that. But
Politics?
with arguably... No, not that either.
The Strait of Hormuz?
With arguably the most dynamic sports talk duo reuniting for a day this past week.
Oh,
It's always fun to go back to the hits.
Skip and Stephen A.
Play the old reliable.
All right.
The 8 players above LeBron James on my list are all cold-blooded basketball killers that I would trust with games for my life. And LeBron James, to me, has proven over many, many years to be the most mentally fragile superstar I have ever closely observed. The poor man, as gifted as he is, he was born without a clutch gene. So he's lucky to be in the top 10 because he's a liability and always has been at the late game free throw line. And you want to talk about launching LeBricks? He's launched a lot of LeBricks in his day.
And he got the LeBricks worked in there. Unreal stuff.
I mean, that was almost impressive, quite frankly.
Can they run that back again?
All reliable, baby. The most classic debate in sports
Like, if they're
talk
going
history.
to be on together, they
run it
have
back
to debate
again?
that, right?
Yeah.
Did I see that they're trying to get the old tight end back?
Shannon?
Yeah.
Sharp?
Old Sharp back.
We're going to do Stephen A., Skip, and Shannon together, all 3 of them, and just let them argue in a triangle?
Well, the Skip thing was like a one-time thing, wasn't it?
I think they should do all 3 of them all the time and see what
that'd be
happens. The world might explode.
Bob. There's a reason Bob sleeps till noon. Okay. So
Bob's
that's
in
the
Italy
take,
right now.
I know.
You think he's enjoying that?
You know, I asked him before because I left, if you remember, from the draft. I did the draft with Bob. The next day, worked with you. And then I had 2 flights because I had like this is going to be dangerous. And I thankfully was on the tarmac like Argo. Like, come on, take off. Come on, take off. Please take off. Please take off. I cannot miss my flight to Rome. Please take off. And it did. And I was able to cancel my other one. But I did chat with Bob because I was like, yeah, Bob, I'm heading out tomorrow. He's like, oh, I'm going to Italy. Oh, really? Where are you going? I don't know.
Don't know.
What? What do you mean? Girlfriend planned it. Okay. Like, you have no idea? I have no idea. No, I think we're going to France, too. I don't know. She's a traveler. I'm not. Okay, great. Have a great time.
Do you think Bob will be more upset about you saying that he has a girlfriend on the air or that he's going to Italy?
Uh-oh. Am I not supposed to hear that?
I don't know.
Oh,
I'm just saying.
Is this his first time out of the country?
Yes.
I thought so.
Yeah, I think he needed to get a passport for this.
Oof.
I'm interested to hear.
It's getting
I can't
busy.
wait to
It is
hear.
getting busy in Italy. How's he going to do rubbing shoulders with everybody?
I can't wait to hear about Bob's trip to Italy. I can't wait. We might need to have him on as a guest next week just to
maybe we
hear
should do
about
a
it.
little round table. Yeah.
Just him. To hear about Italy. And his
You wanna
girlfriend.
hear I don't even know. Maura, what was this guy's name that I sent you my trash?
Oh, yeah,
take?
Brock. What's your trash
You
take?
don't even know his name?
I don't even know his name. It was so ridiculous.
His name's Ty Johnson on the Craig Carton Show.
Oh, Craig Carton Show. Yeah,
Okay.
Craig Carton Show. I don't know if you caught this one. So
I didn't.
I don't know if you caught that the WNBA started over the weekend, and man, it's a great game. Fever.
Yeah.
Dallas down to the wire. Awesome
We talked
game.
about the Storming around the weekend on Monday.
I even saw for the people who always text in and say, like, oh, stupid league, failing league. Didn't they just sign a new $3 billion TV deal? Anyway, go ahead.
I don't know if it was quite that big, but yeah, whatever.
I think it was either
Was
$2
it really?
or $3
I don't think
billion.
we're going to get to my trash take. You
Sorry.
can
All right, Brock, quick. What is it?
Here you go. Listen to this guy. It's great. Great point on Caitlin Clark.
Clark thing is over because she's not the best player in the WNBA. She's not the best guard in the WNBA. She's not even the best guard from her college class because that's Paige Beckers, who plays for Dallas, who beat them in the season opener. This could be a situation where we look back on Caitlin Clark, and we're not going to look back on her like she's Michael Jordan. She's Jeremy Lin. This is just Linsanity.
We could just
She's going to fumble this.
Wow.
There.
Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin.
That's a pretty bad take.
Linsanity.
Linsanity was fun.
It was.
It was a fun time. I like Linsanity.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Clark is Jeremy
They've been
Lin.
talking about his girlfriend on their show. Thank God. You're safe. I thought that might be news, Brock, that Bob wouldn't want out there.
Oh, stop.
I was worried for you.
Don't be worried.
Except I probably would have gotten the blame.
Maura, what you got? What you got?
I'm going to go with Max Kellerman, former ESPN personality on the Game Over podcast with Rich Paul. He is disgusted with the media's handling of this Diana Rossini, Mike Vrabel situation.
It's so disgusting to me because, especially the latest, it comes across my reels, and I've worked with Diana Rossini, right? And she's, I haven't worked with Mike Vrabel, but it's on my reels, so I can't avoid it. And it's like, oh, there are pictures, and the press is trying to create a timeline where when might they have been cheating on. So without regard to how this affects their spouses, their children, they're like putting these families through hell under the guise of journalistic integrity and ethics, where in fact that is just an excuse to put out salacious stuff.
I don't think anyone's saying this is over journalistic integrity. I think it's a scandal, and people want to know what happened, and they're the ones that put their families in this situation, not the media. Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini blatantly paraded around and let everybody has pictures of them in their camera roll, apparently. It seems like they were not trying to hide this very well, and they're the ones that are putting their family through this.
Crushed trash takes this week. 3 absolute garbage takes. Lyle, good one, but it's Skip. It's easy pickings. So appreciate it. Thanks for playing it. Glad you were part of it this week, but that's not going to win. Brock and Maura. I am considering a co-trash take this week. They're both so stupid. But Brock, I'm sorry. As bad as Ty Johnson is, you were going to win. I honestly thought that was going to be the winner. I was like, oh, that's an easy winner. That's such a dumb take. Caitlin Clark's not Jeremy Lin. She's kind of a big thing. But the Max Kellerman take is horrendous. It's awful. Blaming the media for the indiscretions of these two couples, of these two people, saying that the media is the one who is making it hard on their kids and their family. The media didn't cheat on their wife or their husband. These two did. They made it hard on their families. They made it hard on their kids. The media didn't do that. They're taking the pictures. They're reporting the story. They're feeding a national interest in it, but they didn't actually start the fire. They started the fire. So that's ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. I love Max, but that's a absolute garbage trash take, and that is unfortunately.
Well, and if anything, I've heard most people complaining that the media is not giving this enough coverage, and people want to steer clear of it.
Thank you. Agreed.
I feel like I just hit a rope. A
Really?
barrel.
I know.
100 and over 100 miles an hour and 26 degrees.
Not a barrel. Just not a barrel.
And I got told it's not a barrel.
Not a barrel. It was a really good one, man. On any other week, you probably win. But that Max Kellerman take is complete garbage. Total trash. Sorry.
They can get 3 in a row. They can get back to 500.
Can they get that Imai guy to pitch again?
The American League West when we crack the mic tomorrow.
Certainly possible. Certainly a possibility.
Come on, Bryce.
I'm excited to watch Bryce tonight. That should be fun. Looking forward to that. And, of course, we'll be in to talk about it tomorrow. Daniel Jeremiah is going to be on the show. We'll still need a few more Here's the Thing submissions if you've got the time to send one in on the new app, which looks great. Super clean. So that's cool.
Love it.
Yeah, so it should be a good day tomorrow. All right, we're going to get out of the way for Bump and Stacy, who are starting to walk in already. I don't know. They must be excited to get on the air. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning.
Game tomorrow.
At 6 a.m. Until then, you know where the hay is.
It's in the barn.
See you, everybody.
Get to the chopper!
Stick around for Bump and Stacy coming up next at 10.
That's right. That's what this news feels like.
Committee for
So there's going to be a committee to decide whether they're going to make an announcement and when they're going to make an announcement.
Give Seattle a team.
Bump and Stacy with Michael Bumpus and Stacy Rost next at 10.
I hope you guys are prepared to be embarrassed by my behavior.
We're going to be on Hard Knocks for sure.
We're definitely going to be on Hard Knocks because I will drag us in front of these cameras.
On Seattle Sports.
Olympic Hot Tub has terrific ways to achieve total wellness at home. Saltwater hot tubs, swim spas, saunas, and cold plunges, all waiting for you. See our current specials with exciting savings at olympichottub.com. Better you, better life.
Looking for the best deal on a new home? Discover the D.R. Horton Home of the Week. With new home communities from Lacey to Stanwood, D.R. Horton has the right home for the best value. Visit drhorton.com. D.R. Horton, America's builder, an equal housing opportunity builder.
Hey, you mind keeping it down up there, please?
KeyBank will meet you in that I need new neighbors moment.
Rick, it's your mortgage loan officer, Beth. I was in the neighborhood and wanted to let you know your home loan application's been approved.
Beth, you're always there for me, and not a moment too soon.
Are your neighbors bowling with grand pianos again?
And apparently raising livestock?
Ugh. For every financial need, we'll meet you in the moment. KeyBank opens doors. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 399797.
Ladies and gentlemen, step right up and test your luck for a chance to win up to $10,000 in cash. That's right, folks. Every Saturday in May from 7 p.m. till midnight, there'll be two winners every hour. Pick the lucky rubber ducky and walk away with 10 grand. It's Duck Duck Win. Don't forget, your Reef Rewards card can save you up to 25 cents per gallon at Lummi Bay Market next to Silver Reef. Silver Reef Casino Resort, located off I-5 exit 260.
70 and sunny this week, so get out on the water with ARC, the 100% electric boat. They're doing demos on Lake Union, Lake Washington, and Lake Sammamish. Book one and see what they're all about. I got to ride in the brand new ARC Sport, and it was unlike anything I've experienced. Think of a luxury EV on water, quiet, powerful, easy to operate, heated seats and seat backs, a large touchscreen display. Schedule your demo at arcboats.com/demo. If you can't make it to Kirkland, they'll pick you up. arcboats.com/demo.
Hey, it's Shannon O'Kelly from IRG, and tonight at 6, we're hosting a free live webinar to talk all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Which joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Dr. Wagner has performed over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Are you in pain? Join us tonight at 6 and learn all about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD. Register for our free live webinar at irgpt.com/events. irgpt.com/events.
This is for all you guys on Viagra. ED pills are no longer needed. The brutal side effects like 4-hour headaches, blurred vision, and that flush feeling can all be put behind you with our treatment. Here at West Coast Men's Health, we have a better approach to ED. Acoustic wave therapy creates blood flow circulation by safely removing the plaque in your arteries and restoring function naturally. Guys, let me be clear. Pills will never fix your problem. Our equipment is the latest technology, and our medical staff is the best in the industry. So give West Coast Men's Health a call today. Speak with our clinic manager. Ask him any question you like, how it works, the science behind it, and even the cost. If you suffer from ED or Peyronie's disease, give West Coast Men's Health a call today.
In addition to treating ED and Peyronie's disease, we now offer testosterone replacement therapy. With clinics in Redmond and Tacoma, call 206-519-6541. 206-519-6541. Online at westcoastmenshealth.com.
We expect our information in real time. U.S. Med carries continuous glucose monitors, which provide real-time readings of blood glucose levels. U.S. Med is an approved provider for Medicare and over 500 private insurers. So call 888-665-0696 today for a free insurance and Medicare benefits check as easy as... That's 888-665-0696.
With the new MyLowe's Pro Rewards American Express card, earn 3 points per dollar spent on Lowe's qualifying purchases for the first 6 months after card account opening. Plus, save 5% every day on eligible purchases at Lowe's and earn points on eligible purchases everywhere else Amex is accepted. Card members get more at Lowe's. Subject to credit approval. 5% can't be combined with any other offer. Exclusions and restrictions apply. Points subject to loyalty terms at Lowe's.com/terms and credit